Welcome back to another Slay the Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetable Bread here. We are trying to do ironclad runs until we get an Ascension 20 heart kill on stream. I have done it off stream, but it's been a long time. It was like well before the most recent set of patches and the Watcher update. Ironclad is in fact the first one I got an A20 heart kill with, so after I did Ironclad, I worked on getting Silent and Defect up from like Ascension 10 to Ascension 20 and getting heart kills with both of those. So it's actually been quite a while since I've gotten an Ascension 20 heart kill with Ironclad. And as recent runs have demonstrated, I am quite bad at it. So I'm actually going to take a look at my my run history. And we're going to look at all the failed Ironclad runs and try and see if there's something we can learn from them. So apparently for the past over the past 2 days, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ironclad runs, all of which have failed. CR out of 7 is quite bad. So, okay. So this first one, we've died on floor 16, which is the first floor boss. We got a feed from Niao, and we ended up with like 112 health. Yeah. I think the main problem with this deck is that we upgraded Iron Wave at this floor instead of resting. If you're at 112 health, resting does a ton for you. So it was sort of unnecessarily greedy to try and upgrade Iron Wave here and survive. I think I thought that I could, but you know, we got Frozen Egg and we hadn't gotten the power yet. So there hadn't been a chance for that to pay off. And then Centennial Puzzle and Nunchaku weren't giving any scaling power, and neither was any card in the deck. We basically just had, like, some draw and some block and a feed and 2 Iron Waves. And once feed is exhausted, which it obviously will be against the boss, you're not gonna, you know, kill the whole Guardian with 1 feed plus. You're in big trouble. So I think the learning from this is sometimes you have to rest at fires. Okay, this also died on the this run also died on the boss. We had 2 copies of Spot Weakness, which is great, but it's not actually very good against the slime boss. It looks like we were trying to set up some strength scaling. But we also didn't have any strength, so I'm not sure what that's all about. Because we had like Sword Boomerang, Heavy Blade Plus, and like 2 spot weaknesses, and Pummel. We must have had some kind of strength, because we had so many strength scaling cards. What was happening in this run? I don't understand. We took a spot weakness on floor 1. We fought the Shining Light. Oh, I see. We took a Heavy Blade early on because the only other options were Flex and Feel No Pain, and we needed an attack. Yeah. So this was kind of a bummer, because we just, like, none of our card rewards were attacks. We did get a Fiend Fire, but again, you can't kill the boss with a Fiend Fire. We also took 3 elites, and we did rest once. Taking Pummel instead of Cleave might have been a mistake. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This one we didn't even make it to the boss. Lagavulin killed us. We got meat on the bone while we were like super low on health. Oh, that's right. This time we tried to do a 4 elite path. And it did not work out. Not sure what I'm supposed to learn from this run, other than maybe don't try and take 4 elites. There's another run that died to the boss. We tried to do Searing Blow upgrades. Oh, why did we think we could beat Hexaghost at 17 health? I think that's Yeah, I think that was just a mistake. So probably should have just rested here, even though steering blow upgrades are cool. And then this one, we made it all the way to the Act 3 Elite. This one could have won, for sure. It was mostly like an immolate deck. But we did try to transition to Juggernaut Plus, which we almost were able to do. I don't think there's anything to learn from this run. I think this is a pretty much successful run. This one I did offline, I think. Or wait, maybe it was this one that I did offline. So let's see, what was wrong with this one? Flame Barrier on turn 1. Oh, we got Immolate off of Meow. Seems like a good start. And somehow we died to Hexaghost. Took Whirlwind, that's a great pickup. Oh, we got Regret, which was still in our deck at the end, so that's not good. That's some pretty weird pathing. I'm not sure how I ended up taking a Regret and then not getting rid of it. So we'll chalk this loss up to bad pathing. Gotta do better than that. And this offline run was pretty good. It was pretty close to going off. We kind of got screwed by Snecko. And our Act 2 pathing was hard. I guess we really got killed by Book of Stabbing, which is not overly surprising. Yeah, we took 62 damage to Book of Stabbing. Yeah, this was again a Juggernaut combo deck. And I think it's just hard to beat Book of Stabbing with the Juggernaut combo deck, because you can't outscale him. So you just have to try and kill him before he kills you. And I ended up at 28 health, fighting Snecko and dying. Okay, well I'm not sure if I learned a ton from that, but let's try a run and see if we can get away. Alright, so we can remove a card. Probably don't want to do that. Taking 18 damage to choose a rare card to obtain is pretty good. Ironclad rare cards are extremely good with things like Inflame and Feed. So we're probably going to do that. Also, taking damage is not that bad as Ironclad, because especially if you get a good rare. You can heal off the hallway fights. Or we can take a common relic. I think we're going to go out on a limb a little bit and take the risky rare card. These are terrible, unfortunately. I think we're going to take double tap because it's the most offensive option. Yeah, we regret this starting choice. Alright, so let's try and fight 3 elites. It looks like there's a fire elite thing over here on the right. If we're going to fight 3 elites, we have to fight these 2, basically. We could fight 4, do this. That seems dangerous. We can get there with 3 hallway fights doing these, and then him that fire. Seems like a good option. Alright, we'll go ahead and kill an acid slime. And weaken the spike slime. We're frail, so we can't block out. But we should try to net gain health. For the fight. Let's see if we can pull that off. Oh, we have 16 damage, right? No, we have 18 damage. Okay. Alright, Shrug It Off, Cleave, and Thunderclap are all excellent floor 1 cards. Cleave and Thunderclap are both good AoE things. Cleave is better at actually, like, winning fights. But Thunderclap is better later on, because it takes off artifact charges. Both of them strength scale equally, and the difference between 4 and 8 damage is not really that much. So I think I'm going to take Thunderclap, because it also lets us do more damage with single target things afterwards. Like if you're Thunderclap is striking, you're doing almost as much damage as Cleave, just with a strike. You do 3 extra damage. And obviously later on it gets way better. Okay, let's try to minimize the damage we're taking. Excuse me, I'm gonna get some water. Alright, Jawworm is not attacking, so we can hit him as hard as we can. Let's go ahead and double defend here. Bash helps set up for next turn attacks as well. He's developing like 7 block here, so we hit him for 8, and then 9, that's 17, leaving him at 4 plus 7 block. So we would need to find another strike. Alternately, we can Thunderclap, double hit him, which is actually lethal. So let's do that. Dual wield is kind of similar to double tap, so we probably don't want both of those. Headbutt is really good early on, so let's go ahead and grab Headbutt. It's really good with double tap too. Double tap Headbutt, 18 damage. Do we fight the light? I think we really want an upgrade on Shining Light, so if we fight the light, then we're not going to be able to upgrade this fire, because we need to rest. And I think I would rather upgrade that fire so that I can get specifically double tap upgraded. Because double tap, double headbutt, double strike is crazy. So we're going to leave. Alright, feel pretty good about Thunderclap. Headbutt strike. We can double tap bash, but I think we should probably bash defend, because double tap bash is not lethal. It's 20 damage. We could also double tap Thunderclap defend, which technically does more damage than bash defend, so I guess I'll do that. Alright. Iron Wave is a nice, good defensive card. Pummel is good if you're trying to strength scale. And Cleave is good at AoE, but we already have Thunderclap, so I think we're going to take Iron Wave. Maybe I took too many Iron Waves. Maybe that's my problem. Okay, we have a source of strength scaling. I really like that Voodoo Doll gets way better on Ascension 10. Like, it turns from a potentially do-nothing card to at least a Vajra, which is pretty nuts. Alright, as predicted, we're going to smith up our double tap here. Alright, we don't have much in the terms of defensive options. We could double plated armor and defend to block out this turn. We could do that and then headbutt strike, which seems fine. Headbutt strike does 17 damage, so if we do it to this sentry, he'd be at 24. Probably not going to be able to do 24 damage. Our max damage is double tap thunderclap strike, which does 10 plus 18, so it does actually do enough damage to kill him. Okay. Yeah, it's not tremendously unlikely. It's pretty much if we get double tap, we can kill him. Because double tap and 2 strikes is 24, which is exactly cool. So I will headbutt nothing to maximize the chance of drawing double tap, because double tap's the key. And then 2 plated armors makes it so we take 0 damage. Yeah, so we're going to do ironclad until we win with ironclad, which might take a while. Alright, so we did not get, what is it, double tap. We did get some angry cat yells, so we can go ahead and deal with that. So we'll thunderclap to remove all of the artifact charges, and then we'll defend because we want to block. I guess we'll iron wave on this guy so that we take the minimum amount of damage. We're still taking 2, but alright, so double tap strike does kill this one. Double tap strike and defend blocks out, so I see that. Alright, we get to use double tap finally for the actually getting 2 attacks in. This is was almost enough damage to kill him, but not quite, so I'm going to hit the other one and try to get around getting attacked. We could kill him, but we can also just block out and bash the other guy. Which I think I like better, so that we have a chance of taking no damage for the rest of the fight. We're still blocking out, but I will kill him now, because I don't want it to come back and not have a block. Hi, Troll Fun! I like that emote. How did you get that? Love Peak L. Are you a subscriber to Love? I don't know who that is. We have lethal, so. Ooh, old coin. Very nice. Rampage is a way of scaling our attack against Hexaghost. It's not much of a game plan, but we already have a headbutt and a double tap. Yeah, we're taking a Rampage for sure. Is Bash Strike enough damage to kill Laos? So it does 9, and then this will do 3 extenders, so no, it does 11, because I've seen it in the past, so it's not enough damage, so we're going to block. And I guess we'll bash the Laos. Sure. Alright, so we can double tap Rampage. Or we could just double tap Thunderclap. Double tap Rampage is good because it increases the damage 2 times. And I believe the second time gets increased damage from the first time. Also, double tap Rampage Iron Wave blocks out. And Iron Wave does less damage than Rampage, so we'll Rampage on the bat guy. And then Iron Wave to... Actually, okay, here's what we're really going to do. We're going to double tap Thunderclap so that he's vulnerable, and then Rampage on him. Does that kill him? So we double tap Thunderclap. The first one does 5, the second one does 7. So we do 12 damage that way, which kills the Laos, obviously. and then this does 9 plus 4 is 13, and then it increases its damage by 5 for the next one, so it's 14 plus 14 times 1.5. 14 times 1.5 is 21, so, but 21, yeah, that's with vulnerable. So we're doing 14 and 21 damage, which together is 35 damage, which is not lethal. So we should have one of the attacks be Iron Wave, so that we're blocking out. So we don't get to apply vulnerable. So if this works the way I want it to, it hits him for 23, and if it works the way I don't want it to, it would hit him for 18. So 23, okay, great. Oh, we took 1 damage because the second Iron Weave fizzled. We could save 11 health with this potion, so we're going to. Twin Strike does strength scaling, and we do have strength. It's not particularly great to double tap. We're definitely not taking Berserk, because it's terrible. You know, I've never gotten Berserk and, what's it called? Orange pellets together. That would be fun. Let's see, I'm going to read Kieran's wall of text here. I made a mistake on my previous Ironclad run. I switched my relic for a boss relic and got Philosopher's Stone. Somehow I beat Guardian, Collector, Event, Floor 1 boss, Guardian, again, and then lost to Time Lord. What is Philosopher's Stone? It's a boss relic? Oh, is it the one where they gain strength every turn? Yeah, that one's really nasty. Yeah, Teacup is, or Coffee Dripper, I think is that one, but that's nasty. Yeah, +1 strength is gross. Do we need the extra attack? I think we're pretty good with double tap Rampage. I think we just need, like, some block cards now. Singing Bowl is really nice. We have so much money. Can we go to a shop, please? Looks like we're not going to a shop. Bash Rampage seems nice. We could take this opportunity to exhaust 3 strikes, but I'd rather exhaust 3 defense instead. Okay, so we're going to play the attacks. We can headbutt and get back Rampage. And strike. Let's see, if I defend, do I get any benefit? He gets 3 strength and I take 50% more, so 3 times 1.5 is 4.5, so I like sometimes gain 1 health. But I do have guaranteed lethal next turn because the last 2 cards are Rampage and double tap. So whatever. I'll take the 1 health, why not? I don't think you can get the upgraded Ironclad starting relic. Oh, I guess you can. Yeah, because it is boss relic. Okay, yeah, sure. We don't want Searing Blow. We don't have enough. We do actually have some sources of vulnerable for Dropkick. Also, Dropkick is kind of exploitative with double tap because you get you pay the energy once and get the energy twice. So Dropkick's a pretty serious consideration. We don't have enough strength scaling for Heavy Blade to be good yet. Also, we're kind of focused on Rampage instead. Might want to get a Rampage upgrade if we're really going in on that. We have 2 cards that get vulnerable, and but Dropkick is pretty mediocre when you don't have vulnerable up. And when you do have vulnerable up, pretty much any attack is good. I think I'll take the 2 max health. I think we do want another elite. We're not particularly afraid of any of them. Let's see, who did we just fight? Oh my god, I can't remember what elite I just fought. Oh, it was Gremlin Knob. So the next elite is guaranteed to not be Gremlin Knob, which is good for us, so we'll go this way. Hey, we can make people vulnerable and then rampage on them. I think we break him now and get our rampage back. Alright, we have double tap rampage to kill the back one and play rampage twice. Yeah, this kills him, so we're good. There's Limit Break. We do have strength on turn 1 with Voodoo Doll. The scariest thing about Limit Break is sometimes it does nothing, but it never does nothing in this deck. At the very worst, it's a it's an Inflame, which is already a pretty good card, so I think we're going to take it. Plus, the next fight can't be Gremlin Knob, so Limit Break is good. Alright, we can't gain additional strength, so Limit Break is just as good now as it would be on any other turn. However, that means we can't get Vulnerable and Rampage. And I think getting Vulnerable and Rampage is pretty much the best way to wake up Lagavulin, so I'm going to sacrifice the strength. Although, if I Limit Break later, I'm going to be doubling, like, negative strength. So it's possible it's a mistake to wait on Limit Break. I think I win this fight even if Limit Break is a curse, so I'm just going to start it. Double tap headbutt seems good. Let's get back the rampage and I guess the double tap, so we can double tap rampage and then block, and then hopefully we get double tap rampage and thunderclap, which I think is probably lethal. So double tap thunderclap does what did we decide before? 12 or 13 or something? So let's say 12 plus 14 times 1.5 plus 19 times 1.5. 14 times 1.5 is 21. 19 times 1.5 is 28. 21 plus 28 is 49. So 49 plus 12 is like 61. So it's not lethal. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap Rampage Iron Wave to get some block instead. Iron Wave does less damage than Strike, so let's strike here. And pretty much any attack should kill him. Yeah. I am actually going to see what happens if you Limit Break with negative strength. I assume you get 2 negative strength, but just for science. Yeah, you do. Shrug It Off is pretty good. In the previous run I was doing, Power Through would have been a really awesome pick. I had Evolve and the Energy Relic that puts wounds into your deck and Medical Kit, so I had like the whole package. But I never found the Power Through. But I'm not looking for a Power Through now. We're just looking for a Shrug It Off. So I'll take that. Here's a question mark. If this is a shop, that's great. It's not. Only attacks. Sucks. I think we want to do more damage than Limit Break does, so we'll double tap Bash Strike. Oh wait, just double tap Bash. Yeah, double tap Bash does enough damage that we're probably getting lethal next turn. We are taking 14 to do it, but we can't block, so. Alright, so Headbutt does 15, leaving him at 14, and then Strike does 10, and this does 7, so yeah, it's lethal. Okay, we're a little bit low, but the deck is strong. Take the max health here, because nothing was good. Uh-oh. Okay, we have a block bot, so we're not dead. And we can double strike this one to kill him. Or we can play 3 defends to almost block out and do 5 AoE damage. We are getting acid slimed, which is going to make us weak. Yeah, I think we want to hold on to the block bot and do a big AoE hit. So we're taking 3 damage here. Let's shrug it off, and we're looking for Thunderclap. So next turn we're getting Thunderclap probably, and this turn I guess we're like double tap Iron Waving, and then maybe a block bot also. Let's see. So currently they're hitting for 26, and I could block for 20 with block bot, so I'd be blocking for 28. But Iron Wave is going to kill somebody, so I'm actually taking slightly less than that. I'm only taking 20. Oh, it didn't kill anybody. Okay, alright. Yeah. Let's see, they're hitting for 26. I'm blocking for 18. I could block for 30, but then I'm wasting 4 of the... Yeah, I realize that. Yeah, I'm actually going to restart the fight, because I don't want to... Yeah, I thought I did the math, but I don't know. I guess I didn't do it right. Alright, so we're triple defend on turn 1. I thought it said it did 5 damage. No, it does 5 block. Okay. Oops. So we shrugged it off and then double tapped Iron Wave to do 8 damage, not 10. Alright, and then we take 2. Alright, we could, Rampage Strike to kill one, and then defend to take 1. Yeah, let's do that. Well, there's Thunderclap. That's what time you got here. So Thunderclap plus Headbutt kills 1, and then we defend. Defend blocks for 5, and strike blocks for 4. Alternately, we could double defend and take 4. I guess we're taking 4 no matter what. Actually, Headbutt double defend blocks out, so let's do that. I'll defend Headbutt. I think I would rather have a defend than not. Bash Strike kills him and blocks out. Seems good enough. Alright, we got him. It's a pretty scary fight. I feel like only taking like 4 damage from it is pretty successful. Second copy of Shrug It Off seems pretty good. Max HP is also good. Max HP actually takes us to a breakpoint, a Hexaghost breakpoint. But it doesn't take us past the breakpoint. And I think that's pretty much exactly where we want to be. Do we have an upgrade we want, or are we... I think Limit Break is good enough to take in a long fight. That scaling does matter. So yeah, I'll take the max HP and then upgrade limit break here. Could also upgrade Rampage. That actually scales a lot faster than Limit Break over the course of a long fight. So I think we're going to do Rampage instead. Hey, we got them both. Alright. So we're going to use our block pot and a regular block. And then, I guess, double tap headbutt to get back Rampage. And double tap. Alright, I feel pretty good about winning after we're double tapping Rampage in the first shuffle. And this also blocked out. We've done 100 damage and he has 0 flames up. We can block for 10 and Thunderclap. I guess we can just strike instead. Is this when we elixir? Get rid of these cards? No, I guess we want to elixir some burns in this fight. Alright, Thunderclap, Iron Wave, defend, blocks out. Do we need the defend or do we want to do 12 damage? Let's see, how much is Rampage doing? Rampage is doing 32 now. Yeah, I think I'd rather strike than do 1 damage. 12 is a lot. Better than block for 1. Let's shrug it off and see if we can find Rampage. Oh my god, we found Rampage. That is a lot of damage. Headbutt gets back Rampage. We are getting hit for 18, and almost dying here. But if you believe in the heart of the cards, then you can kill the Hexaghost. Oh my god, it's so close. Jesus. So feed's good. A second copy of Double Tap doesn't seem good because we already have a Double Tap, but then it increases the coincidence rate of Double Tap and Rampage, which is how we're planning on winning. Yeah, also if we're just building stuff that's good with Double Tap, then having 2 copies of Double Tap seems good. We do have a limit break. We could go for 2 limit breaks, which is kind of silly. And feed, obviously, is really good. Ironclad decks tend to be good with side quests, and feed is one of the best side quests. However, we already have Singing Bowl, so there's sort of limited marginal value from like really stacking your max HP. Like there's no like breakpoint. It does continue to get better and better, but it stops being the difference between dying and winning fights. Eventually, like either you're outscaling them or they're outscaling you, and that matters more than how much health you have. So I don't think I'm going to take feed, but I do think I'm going to take double tap. Second copy of double tap. It is like it increases the garbage factor of the deck by a little bit. So if we take a second double tap and we don't get an energy relic, we're a little bit sad. But we just have to put enough good cards in the deck that 2 copies of double tap feels good. All right. So we have Black Blood. Black Blood's good. Empty Cage helps us get back to whatchamacallit, Rampage faster. It's a little bit academic to talk about which relic is the best, because like you're going to be offered 3 of them. Snecko Eye is always among the best. It's not particularly good with this specific deck, but Snecko Eye, Juzu, since we have some potions already. We also have almost 800 gold. I'm not really sure exactly where this gold all came from. Like, obviously 300 of it came from the old coin, but like, wow, we have a lot of gold. Even if we didn't have old coin, we'd have almost 500 gold. So Black Blood tends to be pretty good with Singing Bowl, because we can increase our maximum health, so we've got a lot of room to play around, and then Black Blood sort of increases our regen per fight by quite a bit. Runic Cube is kind of dangerous. I think Runic Cube and Empty Cage essentially do the same thing, which is letting you play the good cards in your deck more frequently, but Empty Cage does it better because it removes strikes instead of encouraging you to take damage. Empty Cage is essentially just as good as Runic Cube if Runic Cube triggered twice per shuffle. It really sucks that none of these are energy relics. I think that Black Blood is probably by far the best one. With 2 copies of Double Tap, we are very sensitive to deck quality, because we really want Double Taps to be paired with like Rampage specifically, and like other, since we're on 3 mana, other good 1-cost attacks, which are like Iron Wave and Headbutt. So removing strikes is pretty reasonable. But also, sometimes you do pair strikes with Double Tap, if you're desperate. But I think we need Black Blood to survive Act 2. Because we do take a little while to get set up with the Rampage thing. So we'll take Black Blood. Alright, we got Collector. He's gonna try to collect us. And we can take this path up the middle. We really want an early shop though, so we probably want like this shop specifically. If we go here, we'll get robbed first. I guess getting robbed is not that big of a deal. We can probably beat robbers. But the earlier we take the shop, like, the more we, I mean, Black Blood is good. It's not as good as an energy relic, but it's I'm not sad to take it. I would much rather see, like, Slaver's Collar, but, you know. I think I want this shop so that I can buy the things from the shop and then use them to win these 2 fights, versus taking these 2 fights before the shop. And that all assumes that I'm okay fighting this elite, which makes this look like kind of like a potentially 3 elite act, which is maybe a little dangerous. We might want to hit 2 shops, which says we would hit this shop here and then go hit an extra campfire, an extra 2 campfires and go to this shop, which makes only 1 elite in the act, but I think we're okay with that, theoretically. Alright, we are getting robbed right away anyway. Oh look, it's the 2 double taps and no other cards. Hand. What a joy. Is there a 2 elites and 2 shops path? Yeah, there is. It's yeah. It depends on how I feel after this elite, right? If I'm like hurt, I go this way. If I'm not hurt, I go take that elite. And then either way, we end up with this fire and go to the shop. Alright, we're definitely playing Rampage and Iron Wave, so let's do that. And I think this is a colorless potion turn. I'm not sure what I'm hoping for, but I guess we're taking Transmutation. Yikes. Okay, I don't know why I did all that with 0 energy. That seems like a mistake. I don't know. You could restart the fight. I think I wouldn't be comfortable restarting the fight, because the obviously correct time to use that potion slot, if you know you're getting Master of Strategy, is turn 1, so that you can pair it with the double tap. But I think I'm going to do it anyway. This is among the most cheaty restarts I've ever done, though. So see now, but now if I transmutation, I would be transmuting for 2, which is quite different. But if we're gonna cheat, we might as well cheat all the way. So let's just still transmute for 1. And now we got a different card because we tried to play with time. Time didn't like it. All right. Well, now he's vulnerable for Rampage. Okay, so we can headbutt him for lethal, and the other guy's not attacking, so that seems good. We can also headbutt, shrug it off, and then play Rampage. Which is a fun interaction. And then we can draw Rampage again, which we didn't do. I think the most damage is Thunderclap Double Strike, but I don't think we're getting him. Very well, Mugger. We'll see you next round. We still have 725 gold, so I think we're gonna be okay. Another copy of Shrug It Off. Yeah, he literally only attacked once and then ran. He like attacked. Oh, I guess he attacked twice, huh? Yeah, he attacked, and then armored up and ran away. Do we take a third Shrug It Off? Oh, this is only a second Shrug It Off. Yeah, we definitely want a second Shrug It Off. Versus Metallicize. Metallicize is pretty good. I really do like the Shrug It Off and Headbutt interaction, though. Especially on 3 energy. It's like Headbutt, Shrug It Off, play something from your discard. So let's take a Shrug It Off. Hopefully this heals us. Ooh, upgrade all strikes and defense. Yes, please. I managed to not remove any strikes or defense, so now they're all really good. Okay, let's spend a bunch of gold. We got a Waffle, that heals for a lot. Bottled Flame has a pretty obvious target, because this is a Rampage deck. And then Pen Nib. We've also got Immolate here. True Grit helps us get down to a whatever 5-card deck. Master Strategy helps draw stuff. Evolve is good against Act 2 elites because you end up getting wounds. And we have a bunch of money, so we can buy like most of those things. Yeah, Pen Nib plus Rampage plus like double tap is good times. So we're definitely buying Waffle because it's worth so much health. So let's do that. I think we're definitely buying just all the relics, so we're going to buy that, put Rampage in our starting hand, and Pen Nib. Okay, so now what else do I want? We've spent too much money for Monster Strategy. We could still card remove. We spent too much money for Immolate. We could True Grit card remove. It does not. So it works, but it only works on one of them. So like one of them would gain a charge, and then if that was the 9th charge, then the next one would spend it. Or if you have it set up, then the first one would get it, and the second one would gain a charge. Card remove True Grit sounds good on paper, but all my strikes are upgraded, so I don't really need card remove that badly. I wish I could like buy an upgrade here. We'll buy a Block Pot and a True Grit. Could buy Flex to go along with Limit Break, but that's not really the deck we're using. I mean, Act 3 is a long time from now. I mean, we could save gold for this shop maybe, but Act 3 is you definitely want to like spend as close to all your resources as you can, because surviving Act 2 is not nothing. True Grit's also on sale, so it's better than the average rate. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to buy card remove, though, and True Grit card remove is kind of like a package deal. I can afford Sword Boomerang and Blessing of Forge exactly. I do think we're strong enough, but, like, if we fight Slavers or something, we're going to take a bunch of damage. I think I'm gonna pass here, not because I want to save money, just because there's nothing else I really want to buy. It's probably correct to like card remove a strike, even though they do have plus damage, but I'll save the card remove for later. Alright, we get to Rampage Headbutt. Yeah, Avocado's so rude. Double tap Rampage seems good. This is almost lethal. It's 20 damage. But I'll respect the Avocado. Alright, we're gonna block with Shrug, Defend, and Iron Wave. Let's Shrug first, see what we're up against. Okay. We can double tap our double tap. I think we're gonna double defend, and then we're gonna double tap to proc the thing, which doesn't matter. Let's Thunderclap, Iron Wave, and defend. Hey, there's Rampage. I guess we're using Pendib on a strike, sure. Third Trigodoff or Max HP seem like the good options here. Most of our decks are already upgraded, so Armaments is not amazing. It does hit Limit Break, which is good. And both Trigodoffs need to be upgraded, and so does the Double Tap. So I guess we do need some upgrades. But I think Max HP is the pick here. Alright, we get, we'll Shrug it off first. Okay. And then, Rampage Defend. We only have block from Iron Wave, so we might as well double tap Iron Wave, and then we're left with the choice of either striking or limit breaking. So I guess we'll strike so that there's a net 40 health missing, so that she'll heal. Double tap Headbutt seems good, so we can get the double tap plus and the Rampage back. I guess I should have Thunderclapped before that. Double tap Rampage does kind of a gratuitous amount of damage, but I guess there's no reason not to, because the second Rampage is also pen-nibbed. Yeah, 50 damage. This doesn't get through the block, so I'll just shrug it off to get back to the good cards sooner. Iron Wave Defend blocks, so let's do that. And then fit in a strike. Yeah, it's a good thing we ate that waffle, because we, like, have used all that health now. We could Headbutt Shrug to draw something, but there's not anything we really want to draw. And if we double tap Headbutt, we are putting cards between us and Rampage. So I guess I'll shrug it off. See if I can draw a Rampage. Waffle heals you to full and raises your health, max HP by 7. So it's pretty powerful. It healed us for like 47 in this fight, or in this run. Alright, Rampage wins the fight. Yeah, it's fights like that where you're really missing not having a side quest. I think we want the max HP. None of these combo with the stuff we're doing. Alright, Book of Stabbing. Hopefully we don't die. It looks like we're going to Rampage Defend Strike. Let's go ahead and we're going to weaken him at some point. I don't know if that needs to be this turn. Because he starts out only attacking for 14. Yeah, I kind of wish that the Book of Stabbing fight started out as an event, but the only event was open the book, and the book was the Book of Stabbing. That would be fun. So I think we're definitely gonna rampage, and we're definitely gonna defend, and I guess we're definitely gonna strike. Although I guess we could keep these 2 strikes and elixir them. But we're definitely using weak in this fight. So we take 6 damage now. Yeah, I think weak saves us more than... Although it does weaken for 3 turns. Like, the fight might be over after... I think I'm going to wait 1 turn, and then I'm going to weaken next turn. Alright, let's shrug it off and try and draw that 1 card that we're really good at using. Let's shrug it off again. Let's see. So currently... Oh, wait. We need to draw Headbutt is what we need. Okay, let's shrug it off again. We did not draw Headbutt. So we have a choice between either Defend, Iron Wave, or Limit Break. I think we are going to use the Weak Pot now. So we're already blocking out, so we'll go ahead and Limit Break now. Yeah, Defend also would block out. Alright, we got Double Tap Headbutt, so we can get back the Double Tap Plus and the Rampage. Just kidding, we haven't played Double Tap Plus yet. And then we're going to defend instead of striking so that Pen Nib hits Rampage. That'd be cool. Is this lethal? No, I don't think it is. Because the second one won't do 36 plus 8, it'll do 36 divided by 2 plus 8. So I think we're going to try and fit in a defend. It really sucks to not have an energy relic. Alright, here come the wounds. I'm going to play all the cards in hand, and I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the 2 wounds as well. Actually, it probably doesn't matter. I guess I'll use it, but only because this fight's going to end like next turn either way. We did not draw the thing we needed to draw, and so we're probably dead. Yeah, okay, well, good run. Yeah, Book of Stabbing is pretty lethal. Yeah, so you're trying to save gold for Act 3 shop. Not wise. Alright, let's run it again. This is my 8th Ironclad defeat in a row, so let's try and get this one. Random Rare Relic is pretty appealing. Taking damage is not that big of a deal early on with Ironclad because you get to heal it in hallway fights. I don't like choosing a colorless card. Max HP plus 7 is great, but so is obtaining a Random Rare Relic. I mean, if I had the choice between 18 damage to obtain a Random Rare Relic and 100 gold to obtain a Random Rare Relic, I would definitely take the 100 gold. But that's not the choice we're being offered here. Maybe I should have saved the weak pot a little bit longer, because the weak pot did wear off on the turn that he killed us. I just thought I was going to kill him a little bit faster. Yeah, that deck is super sensitive to a draw order, and didn't have any sort of like draw order manipulation. Yeah, and it was too slow. I think we're going to take the damage and see what the rare relic is. Charon's Ashes. Okay, well that's a whole build around, so I guess we're doing that. We're doing exhaust stuff. Can you do anything in your run to try and increase your probability of getting Dead Branch? I don't think you can. It looks like we're probably going right. We've got Fire, Elite Fire, 2 Elites, and a late shop, which I like all of. And we've got three hallway fights, then 2 question marks, then a fire, which is the best sort of sequence. We could also go up the middle a little bit and get a fire elite. And that does get us 3 elites, which is slightly better. We're only doing 2 fights before the first elite, though, so we won't be powered up very much. But then 3 elites is good, and we get to rest and go to a shop before this last elite. Yeah, I think I like that middle path. 3 elites is good. I wish there was a 3 fight path, but maybe one of these question marks will be a fight. Question marks do drop relics sometimes. We really just need card rewards, though, to power up for the first elite. So we're going to break both their blocks and defend. Hopefully we can take 1 damage in the fight. Doesn't look like it. I think the max block, let's see, so we could double block and take 4, or we could bash, strike, and take 6 and kill this Louse. I think we can kill that Louse, yeah. So I guess we'll take 4, because that's lower than 6. Alright, that was the first time in the run that I missed a Charon's Ash proc that was coming up. I'm going to try to not miss the rest of them. Alright. None of these say exhaust on them, which is what we're trying to do. Twin Strike does the most damage per energy, which is pretty important given that we have a limited number of card rewards until our first fight. I also do like Iron Wave because it's the only real way to block against Gremlin Knob, but it does less damage than other damage commons, so I think we're going to take Twin Strike. Twin Strike and Heavy Blade both say, hey, you should probably build strength scaling, but Twin Strike is a little bit less of a commitment to it, and we're not really trying to strength scale in general because we're playing Charon's Ashes. Alright, we get some Bonfire Spirits. If we give up Twin Strike, do we just get 5 health, or do we... Yeah, I think if it was an uncommon, we would heal for more. Yeah, this is definitely... We're taking Corruption if we see it. Corruption is a rare, so you're definitely not guaranteed to get it. But Corruption and Charon's Ashes is pretty powerful. I think we are getting rid of a Strike here. It sort of compounds the we're low on damage problem, but what are you going to do? The only thing you can do at that event is remove a card, so... Bash Twin Strike is quite a bit of damage, and it sets up vulnerable for next turn. So we're definitely bashing, and then we're either defending or Twin Striking. Twin Strike does 14 damage. 14 damage or block for 5. I think I'll take the 14 damage. And we'll now wave lethal. Alright, True Grit is good. It says exhaust on it. Yeah, I think we're picking True Grit. Surprise shop. Oh, there goes orange pellets. No orange pellets this run. We could take Swift Strike. Swift Strike does damage, and it's the only option that we have that does damage. I guess Anger also does damage. Anger is also cheaper than Swift Strike. We can take Evolve. Some status cards... let's see, if we're trying to really combo off Charon's Ashes, then taking Evolve is pretty reasonable, because if we take lots of like True Grit style stuff, then we could also take lots of stuff that shuffles wounds, and we could have a deck that combos off drawing tons of wounds and then exhausting all of them. We don't currently have anything that shuffles wounds, so it's a little bit weird to take Evolve. Let's see, is it a Hexaghost floor? it is not. So there's no wounds coming up from the boss. Anger also has some synergy with Charon's Ashes because, you know, you can shuffle a bunch of copies of Anger and then your deck doesn't run out of cards if you keep exhausting stuff. We need to pick something that does damage here, I think, and Anger is the only real option. We can't actually afford Anger and Evolve, so I think I will. Evolve is a bit of a curse, but whatever. Ooh, free card upgrade, that's quite nice. True Grit really needs a card upgrade, but I think we're so desperate for damage, we'll take Bash. You say it's fine to take bad cards early, but remember we're taking a 3 elite Act 1, so it might actually not be fine to take bad cards. We're going this way so that we can get 3 elites. We're getting another upgrade, and I think this one's going on either Anger or Twin Strike. They both get +2 damage per proc. I think Anger is more important. Anger because in the like Lagavulin fight, you can end up with like a handful of Angers that do like 2 damage if you don't upgrade it, and that makes you sad. All right, let's try and survive this first fight. Okay, Sentries is pretty survivable with Evolve. Feeling pretty lucky about that. Plus, they basically kill themselves with Charon's Ashes if you can survive them. We'll Anger first, and then block for as much as we can. Yeah, I didn't even think about how Sentries shuffle Daze, because these are just free damage. So we're doing 6 AoE damage. Unfortunately, it drew a handful of attacks. I don't think we have time to get through Vulnerable, so we'll do more damage with Strike, Twin Strike. I guess that was too much damage. We like overcommitted a strike there. We want True Grit to hit one of these defends. I guess I should have True Gritted before I defended. That was a mistake. Yeah, so we missed. Okay, so we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 3 is 18 AoE damage, so he's already dead. So we'll just hit this guy. And now he's dead too. We'll just spread these strikes around for fun. Alright. Ooh, Preserved Intellect is great if we're doing a lot of elites. Flame Barrier is a really good block card. It's not good against Gremlinob, and the next fight has a 50% chance to be a Gremlinob, so that's a bit concerning. Take a second copy of Anger. Yeah. Let's see. So are we resting before the next elite? We are not. Oh, question mark, and then an elite, and then another elite that's forced. We can't escape. I think I will take Flame Barrier. At least one of them is going to be either Lagavulin or Sentries, and Flame Barrier is quite good against both. Alright, these also shuffle statuses. So we do have Ascender's Bane, which is going to do 3 damage to both, and Strike does 6 damage, so it seems kind of unfortunate that we can't... I don't think I can kill the attack at once, so 10 plus 9 plus 12 is... Yeah, we're 1 damage short. Although that is a pretty efficient allocation of damage, because then there's a 50% chance that Ascender's Bane kills him next turn. Alright, I think I like doing that. Alright, so we can block out, and Wait, why didn't we just kill him with Twin Strike? Whatever. We have guaranteed lethal next turn with Charon's Ashes. Hooray. Poof. Carnage exhausts itself. Oh wait, Fire Breathing. We're gonna shuffle statuses, right? Because we're playing Evolve. So I think we are gonna take Fire Breathing. It's like, Fire Breathing is among the worst cards in Slay the Spire. But we've got Charon's Ashes on like floor 1, so let's go Fire Breathing. We don't have anything that shuffles wounds yet. I think we will probably get something by the end of the act. But yeah, we have to like find a Reckless Strike or something, but I think we are going to take Fire Breathing right now. Alright, so this is our last chance to dodge these 2 elites if we want to. We don't have very much money, so I think we actually are going to dodge. We're going to take the 2 fire route. Fires are good too. And we don't need the shop. So we're going to take the extra fire and just do 1 elite. Sorry for the maximum greed enthusiasts out there. Bottled Tornado. We don't have any powers yet, so this does nothing. Oh wait, we do. We've Evolve and Fire Breathing. Do we want Evolve or Fire Breathing on turn 1? Yes? I think we want Evolve first to, like, get set up. This is a weird deck. I'm having mixed feelings. Let's go ahead and rest to make sure we're healthy enough to survive the hallway fight and the elite fight. Yeah, okay. I don't think we get any traction out of Evolve in this fight because we don't have anything that shuffles statuses yet, so we're not going to play it. So we've literally bottled a curse in pretty much every fight. That's the most damage and almost blocks, so let's do that. I'll do 2 strikes and then True Grit. Hopefully it hits the defend, but we can't control it. Alright, now we have Evolve. Take a second copy of Evolve. Sentinel says the word exhaust on it, but I don't think we... I think if we had an upgraded True Grit, we could take Sentinel. What we really need is a Fiend Fire. The deck is bad because of the Fire Breathing and the Evolve, so I don't think we're going to take Sentinel because that makes it worse. And Sentinel doesn't even work that well with Fiend Fire because then you just have an empty hand and 2 extra mana. So we're skipping here. We definitely don't need 2 copies of Evolve. Are we smithing something here? Okay, so if it's Gremlin Knob, I think that's the worst case scenario. If it's Gremlin Knob, I think we want a Twin Strike upgrade. So let's do that. What's good with Corruption? He's so small. There's no way to get statuses in this fight, so I'm going to Bash Strike. Got that upgraded Twin Strike plus Vulnerable. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, it is super good with Corruption, for sure. Sentinel, or whatever. Sentry. I think we block here. Let's see. Can we miss having 13 damage next turn? So the only the minimum damage is we draw Strike and miss Anger. And then in that case, we... like True Grit Flame Barrier, which does 3 plus 4, which is 7. I guess we strike True Grit, which Strike will do 9 and True Grit will do... Yeah, so we can't actually miss lethal next turn, so I'm not going to block. Do we really have a 17% chance to miss lethal? So if we strike True Grit, we get to play something else. but we can't do anything else that does damage. Flame Barrier does 1 more damage than True Grit. So if we strike Flame Barrier, then we do lethal, but we do get hit for a bunch. But I think the net damage is lower if we defend before we're vulnerable. We probably kill him. It's only a 17% chance that we take slightly more damage. Yeah, we got the anger anyway. Okay. Alright, White Beast Statue. White Beast Statue is kind of unfortunate to get because it means you can't pick Juzu. We really want things like Uppercut. We don't have very many things like that. So I think we take Uppercut and spend an upgrade on it. We'd rather do a question mark or hallway fight here. Hallway fights are guaranteed to give us potions, so we could upgrade this. Actually, weak potion is pretty good, so we'd be upgrading the colorless potion. And card rewards are also good because we need to find like a wild strike to shuffle a daze. Yeah, so let's do the hallway fight. These guys don't shuffle anything. Uppercut causes weak. We're also using the weak potion this fight, so let's go ahead and use it now. So we're taking 6 damage. Alright, Flame Barrier blocks out, and then probably Anger Strike. And this blocks out even if we're vulnerable. Or actually, let's see, does it exactly block out? Oh, he's weak. So he's supposed to be doing 10 damage. If we become vulnerable, it's like 15, and then yeah, it does block out. We could Fire Breathing, but I would rather kill the Fungi Beast. Yeah, it's so silly that we've just got like a ton of curses in the deck. They're like called powers, but they're really curses. Alright, Strength Potion is a significant upgrade. Ooh, Feel No Pain. Wow. So we're like all in on like all this stuff that we don't have in the deck. But whatever. Feel No Pain is a great card, so we're doing it. I think we're upgrading Uppercut. Weak is one of our main ways of mitigating damage, and we're mostly like in like we're like waiting for cards that shuffle curses, and we don't have any, so we should take an upgrade on the best card. Alright, so we can get some curses out of the way here. I mean powers. We can develop our powers, which is part of our win condition, and definitely not just a nothing burger. Flame Barrier blocks. Let's use the colorless potion and see what we're up to. I guess Apotheosis seems pretty good. Upgrading everything. Okay. And then I guess I'll use the Strength Pot too, because I'm going to need it to win this fight. And then we can either do 11 damage or we can get Fire Breathing out of the deck. We are going to draw a curse, so Fire Breathing actually does do 10 damage. So let's do Fire Breathing. Wow, Uppercut does like perfect amount of damage here. Alright, and we upgraded True Grit, which is really nice. So we can block out with that, and then Uppercut again? Yeah, that seems right. So we get to keep him weak, and weak is super good against this enemy. Flame Barrier, we should be a little bit cautious with the Anger. Because if we have only Angers in our hand, and he's in defensive ball mode, then we're kind of screwed. On the other hand, it does damage, so let's do it. I think we're going to do 1 block, 2 strikes. Can we get through his... No, we can't. Alright, 2 defends is good. I'm going to use the strike instead of the angers, just because I don't want to have a handful of angers later. Let's go ahead and true grit away an anger. Feeling a little bit full of anger here. And we need to get some weak down. Taking a little bit of damage, but that's okay. We're definitely on the track to winning the fight here. Ooh, Flame Barrier on his big multi-attack turn, that's great. Alright. We definitely got so much use out of all of our cool powers. Ooh, hey, that puts a curse status on our deck, and it's like one of the best cards, so like clearly we should play Immolate, right? Is there any reason not to pick Immolate? It's like, you'd have to twist yourself into a knot, I think, to convince yourself to not take Immolate here. So I'm going to take Immolate. Okay, we don't really have enough gold that we're super excited about Ectoplasm. Let's see, how badly do we need an Energy Relic with this deck? Not actually super badly. We do have some expensive cards, Uppercut, Immolate, Flame Barrier, eventually Fiendfire, hopefully. But a lot of the things we're trying to do are powers. We do get White Beast Statue, so White Beast Statue plus Sacred Bark is crazy good, which is why I would love to not take one of these Energy Relics. Plus, I'm a little bit worried about Velvet Choker. It doubles the effectiveness of potions, so like you would get 2 attack cards, or I think you get 2 copies of the one you choose. But it's a little bit different for every potion, but it's always super good. So like your Flex Pot gives you 10 temporary strength, and it's pretty nuts. So I feel a lot better about the deck with Immolate in it, even though it doesn't technically like exhaust the burn. It just puts the burn in your deck, and you have to True Grit it. We need to get an upgrade on True Grit, and probably another copy of True Grit. It does combo with Fire Breathing. None of these get curses or anything. I'd be really excited about Calling Bell. Let's see. Okay, so we need to think about, do we need Energy Relic? I think the best argument for Energy Relic is Dark Embrace. Dark Embrace is definitely something that this deck is going to want if we see it. It is a rare, so we're not guaranteed to see it. I'm not too worried about Anger synergy. I mostly just picked Anger because, like, the deck is full of bad stuff, and I wanted to, like, just have some not bad stuff. I think Anger also just fuels up exhaust stuff a little bit. I think we can get away with being a 3 energy deck. You always feel a little bit underpowered, but Sacred Bark plus White Beast Statue is pretty strong, so I think we can get away with it. Yeah, we're doing Sacred Bark. Yeah, so you do get 2 copies of it. Alright, this is a weird choice because there's only 2 starting places, and there's a ton of elites. It's like there's only one path that dodges elites. That dodges 2 elites. Or wait, no, that's not true. So if we go on the right, we only get 1 elite, and if we go on the left, we can get 3 with either path. You only get 2 easy hallway fights in Act 2, so if we go this way, we could use both of them and then get 3 question marks and then an elite. We actually aren't really guaranteed to win Act 2 elite fights yet because of all the stupid powers that don't do anything. So I think we need to focus on doing hallway fights, finding whatever Wild Strike or Immolate or whatever like enables the deck to actually work, and potentially dodging elites for the entire act, and maybe getting this elite later. So I'm going to go here and plan on going up the middle. Yeah, the cards in the deck are really, really not good. They're, we're in trouble. But we don't even get, like, a fire before the first elite. Like, these... excuse me. These elites are dangerous. And Act 2 elites, like, is literally how we lost the last run, right? Like, they kill you. I think we're doing double defend on one of these powers here. Evolve will draw us a card whenever we draw a Sender's Vein. Oh wait, no, it's not a status, it's a curse. So I guess we're doing Feel No Pain. Alright, so we got our Immolate. We can uppercut True Grit to try and mitigate damage. Unfortunately, uppercut does not get through his block. So we could uppercut and then attack pot. And then True Grit. There's a risk of True Grit hitting Immolate, which is kind of a gut punch. But we need to get something happening in this fight, so I think we need to use the attack pot and the uppercut here. Let's attack pot first and see what it is. Oh, we got Fiend Fire and Reckless Charge. Wow, these are all exactly cards that I would pick. Like, I want all of these cards in the deck. But now I get 2 copies that are only temporary. Damn, Wild Strike, Reckless Charge, and Fiend Fire showing up on the same little Discover screen, but then I don't get to keep them. I think we take Fiend Fire because it, like, blocks out and does a ton of damage. Yeah. I will go ahead and Twin Strike first, just because it does more damage than it would if it was exhausted. Oh, I guess I can also uppercut to make him vulnerable. Sure, why not? That was a lot of procs. Do we have lethal? Yes. Great. Oh, here's power through. Get some wounds. Get some block. Seems good. Alright. Stuff is happening. Do we still need more hallway fights, or is that power through enough that we can plan on doing an elite now? I think we're going to plan on doing this first elite. I think we can do this with the... as long as we take this hallway fight. Okay, and we're getting another hallway fight here, so... Immolate's great here. Power through's great. I think we're playing both of those. Yeah. Alternately, we could defend and... Block pot? Oh my god, block pot just blocks out here. Block pot is so insane with Sacred Bark. So we could just develop Evolve and block bot. But I think we'll try and save the block bot if we can. Alright, Flame Barrier and Uppercut we can't play together because we didn't get an Energy Relic. Because Slay the Spire. Flame Barrier is only doing 4 damage back, so I think we're just going to Uppercut Strike and use the block bot, even though I wanted to save it. If we're doing 13 plus 9, that's 22. We could target the back guy. We're also getting 3 AoE damage this turn. So I feel a little bit silly using the block pot and then only getting 11 block out of it, because we would kill the front guy if we attacked him, so we're going to target the back guy. Mostly out of shame. Alright, so Anger kills the back guy. And it's the minimum damage we can do, so let's do that. And then we're definitely going to True Grit, and Fire Breathing doesn't... I guess fire breathing does 6 damage at some point later, but he's probably defending next turn. So let's get damage in now instead. Yeah. Sorry about that. Can you imagine doing a Snecko oil and like having 0 cards in your hand and drawing all 10 and randomizing the cost of them? That's crazy. Pummel and Warcry both say exhaust on them, so they are inherently good. Warcry helps you filter out your draws. Pummel does some damage. Both seem reasonable. Yeah, exactly. Play Fiendfire and then like draw 10 more cards. Oh look, I drew another Fiendfire. Do it again. Kill the heart. Accept a medal from the local mayor. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick Warcry. Actually, no, I'm not picking Warcry because it's a bad card. If it was Warcry Plus, I would take it. I do want some sort of like draw filtering. The wound didn't get exhausted. No, yeah, the wounds from Power Through don't exhaust. You have to exhaust them some other way. So I think Pummel is probably the pick. It says exhaust on it. Makes it good, right? Uppercut, defend, blocks for the most. So I think we'll do that. Okay, it's definitely not looking like we're going to take the elite now. Shelled Parasite does a lot of damage, and we had 2 question marks that were both hallway fights, so we're too roughed up here. So I think we're going to go this dodge path instead. Immolate, defend, helps take a limited amount of damage. We're still taking quite a bit of damage here. This is possibly the Snecko oil turn. I think I'm going to defend and then Snecko oil, and hopefully Immolate is still castable, just at a lower cost. Okay, well we got Power Through. Immolate actually became more expensive, unexpectedly. Free Power Through is nice. And we only get 1 wound? Oh, the other one gets shuffled in. Okay. Because we didn't have room for it in hand. Some potions don't work with Bark. You just, yeah, if you Smoke Bomb, you just Smoke Bomb. So, Twin Strike does the most damage. We could alternately Feel No Pain, but we don't have anything. But we do actually have a couple of exhaust things next turn. Yeah, okay, so I'll Feel No Pain. Sure. And now, of course, he's not attacking. Let's do Anger first, so that we don't have to punch through a whole bunch of block from Malleable. And then we could try and exhaust Flame Barrier, but I think we would rather just have Flame Barrier. It's pretty sad that we're dodging elites in a deck where we have Preserved Insect. Don't like that. We really need to get that True Grit upgrade too, because I want to do things like Power Through and then True Grit one of the wounds, but I can't. Or at least I can't guarantee it. I think what I am going to do is Power Through and then Twin Strike. And then True Grit, because all these cards are terrible. 3 mana Fire Breathing is bad. 3 mana Immolate is probably never getting played, and the wounds are obviously bad. Shelled Parasite, why do you do this to me? Alright, the most damage is bash, and then the other attacks. So let's do that. It looks like we're at least going to kill Shield Parasite instead of, like, actually dying. But not in good shape. Wow, regen pot is crazy with Sacred Bark. 10 health per turn, then 9 health, and it lasts for so long. You end up gaining, like, 55 health if it ticks all the way. So that could save us, maybe. Second copy of Fire Breathing is a nice goal to have someday for some different player. But I am desperately clinging to life, and I'm not putting another copy of friggin' Fire Breathing in the deck. It was a mistake to take the first one. I don't know if we survive this fight if we take it. Most of our block is actually not dependent on dex. If you start dodging fights like this, I think you just lose the round, right? Like, we're not paying these guys 228 gold. We have to stand up for what's right. Alright, here goes the regen pot. Evolve is not actually as good as Fire Breathing. Oh wait, we've already drawn Ascender's Bane, so Fire Breathing is useless. So they're probably both useless. Yeah. I think I'll do Fire Breathing because it helps me end the fight, which I need. And we're going to punch Bear because he hits us for the most later. Alright, are we dying right now? Let's see, weak causes them to do 25% less, which for Pointy specifically would cause him to do 4 times 2, so it would remove 4 damage, which is more than it would do to either Romeo or Bear. We could also, let's see, can we kill anybody with this? We do 13 plus, excuse me, 12. 13 plus 12 is 25, so we could kill Bear, and then take 24 and survive because of the insane power of Regen Pot. Alternately, we could uppercut defend. Defend only blocks for 1, so that's kind of useless. Yeah, okay. Also, Pummel is going to exhaust, so it does 3 AoE damage. So I could do... So I would do 3 more damage than I was thinking, so I would do 28, but that's still not enough to kill Pointy. So yeah, we'll hit Bear. Alright, not looking great. Immolate does a lot of damage. We pretty much need to win the fight somehow this turn, because we can't block. We're at 10. So let's Immolate, and then... die. Okay, well, slay the Spire. I don't know what to tell you. We took a bunch of bad cards, and then we lost because we took the bad cards. So let's try again, and maybe we'll take better cards. Curse for 250 gold is pretty crazy. Do we have an early shop? We do. It's kind of awkward, though, because we either have to take 2 shops before the first elite, and then forced shop after. Or I guess it's not forced, we could go this way. Although, yeah, that path is pretty good, because then we can go this way and take 3 elites and some extra fires. So I guess we could take 4 fights and then a shop, instead of 2 shops. Yeah, we can dodge the shop, for sure. It's possible that we want to go to both shops. We're gonna have a bunch of gold. We're getting up to like 400 here. I guess 400 isn't enough to buy 2 relics though. But we could like go to the first shop if there's no relics that are good enough. We could just buy like a potion or something and then buy a relic at the second one. Either way, we're doing this. Uh-oh, we got regret. Regret's quite bad. Regret makes me want to minimize my number of hallway fights, so I'm going to take this first job. I think we're going to batch defend, even though we can't kill him next turn. Yikes. Second regret. We're going to do at least 1 strike and at least 1 defend. And then we want 9 damage or 5 block. I think we want 9 damage so that we can kill him next turn. Our minimum damage next turn is 3 attacks. Yeah. Distilled Chaos. Thunderclap's pretty good on floor 1. It's good against sentries. It does AoE stuff. It's good with strength scaling, and like multi-attacks and stuff. I would never pick Havoc on floor 1, and same with Sentinel. Pick the one that does damage, I guess. We'll break both and block. What can we do? I think we have lethal here. Feel No Pain's very good. Shrug It Off is also very good. True Grit's also very good. They're all good. Feel No Pain doesn't currently have any synergies, and True Grit does get rid of Regret, but we're going to get rid of Regret on the next floor, so I don't think we're too worried about that. I think we're going to take Shrug It Off. Alright, we got Orange Pellets. Orange Pellets is not as good on Ironclad as it is on, like, for example, Defect. Or Watcher. But it is still quite good, just from removing debuffs. And it only costs 173 for some reason. So I think we're definitely buying Orange Pellets. Can we afford Orange Pellets, Pen Nib, and card remove? I think no. Actually, wait. So together they cost 340 something, yeah. So I think we're gonna take Orange Pellets, card remove, and Inflame, probably. Yeah, I can buy Pen Nib and Pellet, but I definitely want to remove the Regret. Regret is quite dangerous. Yeah, I don't know what the like Orange Pellet dream is for Ironclad. Let me sit and think about this for a minute. What's the Orange Pellet dream for Ironclad? Obviously, if you get like the mutagen event, that's nice. Oh, you know what it is? It's Flex. Yeah, Orange Pellet works with Flex. So we should pick Orange Pellet, Inflame, and Flex, and then we're strength scaling. Yeah, I think that's the... it removes all your debuffs. So for Flex, technically the way it works is it gives you a buff of 2 strength, and it gives you a debuff of, at the end of turn, lose 2 strength. So if you Orange Pellets and then play a power attack and skill on the same turn, and the skill is Flex, then you could just get 2 permanent strength. So we can afford Orange Pellets, Flex, and Inflame, and card remove, I think. Let's see, so we have 374, so this is 173, so we have 201 left. These together are 88, minus 201 is 113, so then yeah, we definitely have enough for card remove. Okay. I don't think I've ever bought a Flex before. And then we can't afford anything else, so we're done. Okay, and I think we're going to dodge this second shop, just because it's useless. And we're already getting 2 elites in the act, so I think we're fine with that. I will minimize damage by killing one of the spikes and then blocking the other one. We could try and save Inflame to trigger orange pellets, but like, you know, steady on. There's no reason to like delay getting 2 strength here. Wait, you can't get the elite while dodging shot. Oh, you can. Huh. For some reason, I just didn't even consider that I could do the fight instead of the elite. Yeah, hallway fights. I mean, hallway fights are fine. You get get card rewards. Kind of like hallway fights. Okay, sure. Look at that, Flex doing damage. We have lethal this turn, and it's all because of Flex. Here's that Wild Strike we needed last round. Twin Strike does strength scaling better than the other two. Anger kind of does strength scaling, and also scales with card draw, and Flex is also good with card draw. So like, maybe we pick Anger and try to draw lots of cards. Yeah, also, I mean, we have 3 energy, so like, it's hard to spend it all. So 0 energy stuff does tend to be pretty good early. Also, Anger is good with orange pellets because you might be like, oh no, I want to play Corruption, but then how do I fit in an attack? Bam, Anger. So let's pick Anger. And I think I will take the hallway fight. I'm feeling pretty healthy, so taking an extra hallway fight is like of comparable value with taking this question mark. So after this hallway fight, I can still choose to either take the elite or the fire. This is kind of a tough hallway fight, so I'm glad I have the option of the fire. I think we might Distilled Chaos right now. Let's go ahead and shrug it off and see if we can get... what we really want to get is Inflame off of Distilled Chaos. Is there any bad outcomes here? No. If we get Thunderclap or Bash, that's great. If we get Inflame, that's great. Nothing's bad. Oh, we did get Inflame. Okay, we got Inflame, so... Oh, wait. We already triggered orange pellets. We should have... Here, I'm going to restart the fight, because we need to flex before we do that. I thought I hadn't used a... skill yet. But Shrug It Off is a skill. So we're going to Shrug It Off and then Flex, and then Distilled Chaos. So see, yeah, now we have 4 strength and no end of turn strength removal. We're going to try and kill the Looter first. They have comparable health, and Looter does more damage. Also, there's a time limit on Looter, which there is not for Spike Slime. I think we have a lot of ways to get lethal on the Looter. I guess the way that wastes the least is Anger Strike, and then we defend and strike the Spike Slime. It's pretty crazy to have on floor 5 4 strength. Just hulking out on people. Disarm is great. Who's the boss? It's Hexaghost. Disarm is great against Hexaghost. Okay. Orange Pellets is pretty good against Gremlin Knob, who's generally like the one you're most afraid of early on. Because you get to purge the vulnerable. That does require you to play a skill. And it requires that you draw Inflame at the perfect moment. We're at 50. Yeah. I mean, we can dodge later elites too, right? So we might as well take this elite. Okay, so we get a chance to set up. Disarm and Bash is a good way to set up. Yeah, power is always the bottleneck for pellets, which is intentional, right? They don't want you to be able to purge debuffs every turn. So one of these resources needs to be consumable, and powers are. Since we have a chance to set up, we do have a power potion, so we can just Inflame and wait until we see Flex to do the power potion. which I think I'm going to do. That doesn't mean we're not setting up bash this turn. Well, I guess we're either not setting up disarm or not setting up bash. I guess I'll skip disarm, and I'll just bash inflame. Not inflame bash. Because then he would wake up. Okay, cool. We got, so this is our turn. So let's go ahead and get the thing. Demon Form is the most expensive. Let's see, which does more damage, Demon Form or Juggernaut? Assuming the fight goes on for like 3 or 4 turns while he's awake, which seems like a pretty normal amount, then by the last turn with Demon Form, we'll have 8 extra strength. So it's hard to imagine Juggernaut outscaling that. So we're gonna pick Demon Form. We're gonna flex first, and then Demon Form, and then punch him until he's awake. I guess we could have just waited because we have Demon Form. Could have waited for it to stack up for another turn, but we already, that would mean that we're not triggering, oh no, it doesn't mean that we're not triggering the orange pellets. I think we're gonna Thunderclap, Anger, double defend here. Try and block some of the damage until we can scale up and kill him. Shrug, double defend, and anger seems good. Try and minimize the damage. Okay. And now we kill him. 12 strength. Vajra seems good. Clash is very bad in an orange pellet deck because you want to have powers and skills and stuff, so we're not doing that. Power Through is another card that's good in the deck that we were just playing and is not good in this deck. I don't think we're doing that. And Dropkick has... It is a 0-cost attack, so it's nice from the perspective of you can play Corruption on the same turn as Dropkick, but we don't have that many sources of vulnerable. We do have Thunderclap, so we have some sources, but I don't really like picking Dropkick unless I have to, and I don't have to right now. Our strength scaling is pretty high, so I think we'll skip here. Yeah, Demon Form's pretty PogChamp. So we want to dodge this shop, I think. We have 94, so we could like buy a potion there or something, but that doesn't mean we're missing this elite, which we don't really want to do, so we can take this whole fight. Okay, I think we're going to, so we could either bash Anger here, or we could Thunderclap, Anger, Disarm. And I guess I would rather disarm than have 4 damage. I miscounted somehow, but whatever. I should have just done bash. I think if we flex... oh, these are only doing 6 now because I'm weak. So we can't break him because we do 18 damage, which puts him down to 39, which is above 36. So we're going to defend and double attack. Try and break him next turn. We could orange pellets and purge our weak, but the weak is expiring this turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If we do 5 damage, he is not broken, so let's shrug it off and see what we've got. We could do 10 damage, and that would break him, although it breaks him at the worst possible place. So I think I'm going to just do 1 strike instead. That also saves the inflame for potential shenanigans later. We can double block here. He does weaken us. Or we can break him and do 5 plus 10 damage, so 15. Put him down to 25. 25 is not a super impressive break. And it's not blocking any damage, so I think I'm just going to double block and chill. We have a decent chance of getting Flex and Inflame next turn, so We didn't get it. But he also didn't weaken us, which I thought he was going to. So we can bash, strike, anger to break him by the most and keep inflame around for purging debuffs. We don't really need to purge debuffs in this fight, so it's not like super important. If we could get more damage right now, it would be worth it. But bash, strike, anger does more damage than inflame, strike, anger. So I'll do the more damage one. Pretty good break. Let's shrug it off and flex, and we can kill one of them, and then attack the other one because we're already blocked out. All right. We got a flex spot, which is great with orange pellets for the same reason as flex is. We could take a second copy of Flex, but I really want one upgraded copy of Flex, and then like a bunch of powers. You don't want like lots of copies of Flex. Flex is not good. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything we really want to upgrade? We really do want to upgrade Flex and Inflame at some point, and Disarm. Can we afford to do that, or are we going to die to this elite? I think we will survive the elite, even if it's Gremlin Knob, and it can't be Gremlin Knob because we already fought Gremlin Knob. What if it's like sentries? Do we die to sentries? I think we have a good like flex pot turn against sentries, and we probably survive. Oh wait, it can be Gremlin Knob. We just fought Lagavulin, so it can be Gremlin Knob. So it's either Gremlin Knob or Lagavulin. I think we beat both probably with the flex spot. So I think we're okay smithing up. Inflame is the best against all those. Best against Lagavulin and what's it called? Gremlin Nub. Flex is more strength, but it's only more strength on either the flex turn or the turn, or if you manage to get orange pellets to go. We don't really have enough powers to make that happen consistently. Ooh, preserved insect. Wow. That significantly increases our chances of winning this fight. Tiny sentries. Let's shrug it off and then get rid of all of their artifact charges and set this one up to die. They're so cute. Okay, so if we like can we kill both of the ones that are attacking this turn is my question. We can I think the most damage is triple strike anger with flex pot. So each of those would do 12 including anger. So 2 of them kills him, and then there's only 2 to kill him, so no. He would be alive at 4. What if we anger or inflame and flex pot? Do we like hit a breakpoint or something? So that's plus 8 strength. So this one, so they would each do 15. So then 2 of them would kill him, and then we would only be able to play 1 more. So no breakpoints. If we play inflame, double strike, anger by itself, then we kill him and do 10 to him, or 10 to him probably, which I think is fine. We take 10, keep the flex potion. And probably kill this sentry next turn, hopefully limiting our damage to 10 in the whole fight. We have to spend all of our energy to kill him this turn, which is unfortunate. But next turn we have flex, so it's potentially we could kill him even with the dazed. It's not super likely, but it could happen. Alright, we just do the most damage, because we don't have any choices. I don't think it's enough to kill him. Oh, it is enough to kill him! Oh my goodness, wow. Okay, we get to add a card. Corruption is a card I talked about adding to the deck, but I wasn't really serious. But here it is. Corruption is very easy to, makes it very easy to proc orange pellets as long as you have a 0-cost attack like Anger, or if you have an energy relic. So, I mean, Corruption is a top tier card in any run. You pretty much always want to pick it. It's not like just a gimmick with Dead Branch, it's just like a solid card. And we pretty much need to pick every power we see with orange pellets. So we're going to pick Corruption for sure. Oh, do we want Bald Relic? It's always a challenge to not just like click it because it's a relic, and relics are good. But sometimes bottles in particular are bad. We would probably take Disarm. Disarm's pretty good. Definitely not Flex. I mean, the dream is you take it, put it on Flex, upgrade Flex, and then get a bunch of powers and proc orange pellets on turn 1. And that does like get you really close to like developing your win condition. I don't know. Maybe it's correct. Let's see. Do we have another fire? We have a fire right now. So if whatever we bottled lightning, we're probably going to upgrade to. So if we take Disarm and upgrade it, then we would get turn 1 -3 strength on Gremlin Knob, potentially, which is super nice. Yeah, so the next fight is either Gremlin Knob or Lagavulin, because we just fought sentries, and both of them are small, which will be adorable. So we're either doing -3 strength on Lagavulin or -3 strength on what's his face? Gremlin Knob. And it's really good on turn 1 against both of those, so I think we're doing it on Disarm. Although, you know, it would be cool to do it on Flex. Let's see. So we're definitely upgrading Disarm, I think. Corruption is a little bit more castable if it costs 2, but yeah, I think we're doing Disarm. Okay, question mark before the fight is another fight. We can proc Dead Branch, or Dead Branch, Orange Pellets right now if we want to, but it doesn't get us anything. Oh wait, if we kill somebody it does, but we can't kill somebody. So we're probably just going to defend and Disarm. It's true. If we really want to flex on Slay the Spire, the correct play is to bottle a Flex. That's a good point. So I think the turn is Inflame, Disarm, Defend. Do we try and disarm this one? I think we do. So I think the play is to disarm this one, both to block for 1 this turn, and because we want to kill this one sooner. So hopefully we're like killing this one next turn. The prophecy, it's coming true. Alright, we get to flex on him. Look at how muscly we are. Ghostly Armor is great. Pommel Strike is also pretty good. We have, what's our balance of like attacks and blocks look like? So we've picked Thunderclap and Anger are only attacks, which is concerning. You want to be picking like mostly attacks in Act 1. And then we've picked 2 powers and 3 skills. So it's a little scary to pick another block card. Plus, this has a 50% chance of being Gremlin Knob, against which Ghostly Armor is bad. Although slightly less bad than normal, because it exhausts itself if you don't play it. I think we're taking Pommel Strike, just because we don't have very much damage. It's good with like Anger and Flex, because they cost 0 and it draws cards. Alright, tiny little Lagavulin. Just harmlessly resting. We're going to disarm him, because that's really good. We did not draw Flex and a power together, so that makes us sad. But not like that sad, just a little bit. And we probably don't want to Flex Strike, so we're not going to. We could corruption this turn, but why? I think we're gonna wait until we can develop Inflame to wake him up. Maybe that's right now. It is right now. Okay, so next turn we're probably waking him up with like ideally Bash, Pommel Strike, Anger. Maybe Flex Spot. We could probably save the Flex Spot until we have a power to go with it. Yeah, we're only guaranteed 2 attacks this turn, so it's not the time for... Ooh, we did get it for a Flex Spot, yep. We got a power and flex, so that's nice. But we don't have a 0-cost attack to go with it. Yeah, he's angry, but like we're still taller than him. Okay, so I think we're just gonna flex and pommel strike and do more strikes and kill him. Okay, cool. Just had a 0 damage Lagavulin fight. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, that's just our like 3rd copy of Power Through in the run. So it would have been great last run, but not good this run. Cleave would be our first AoE, but we kind of like... Oh, I guess we have Thunderclap. We kind of snuck through Act 1 without taking any AoE, and so I don't really want to take Cleave because it's not that powerful. Like, I'd much rather take, like, what's it called? Is it Inflame? The, like, big... Inferno. I'd rather take Inferno or Whirlwind as Ironclad than Cleave, if I can get away with it. Iron Wave is a consideration, but doesn't really do the thing that we're trying to do. I guess we have Corruption, and sometimes Iron Wave is your only way to block after you play Corruption. Corruption is probably just a curse, though, for right now. I don't think we're playing it. And none of them are powers, obviously. Let's see, what's our skill to attack ratio? Because we want to... That's right. That poor little Lagavulin didn't do anything. He was just hanging out his little shell, sleeping. Like a little angel. I just came in, waked him up, and murdered him. Yeah, I apologize to all the Lagavulin fans out in the world, putting out such negative Lagavulin energy. So the only, like, Orange Pellets combo we have is Flex Inflame. It's, like, these two specifically, pretty much, because we don't have enough energy to... I guess we can Flex Anger Corruption. Or, most likely, Corruption Anger Flex... Or Corruption Flex Anger, so that we get rid of the Flex. And none of these are 0-cost attacks, so they don't help with that combo. So we just need like more card draw and stuff, and these don't do any of that. We need more card draw and more powers. Okay. We're gonna leave the Fungi Beast alive for longer, so we're gonna disarm him. And we could either do 9 damage to the Spike Slime or 14 damage. I think 9 damage and 2 vulnerable is probably more damage, so we're gonna do that. Alright, let's shrug it off. And I think we're going to go ahead and Inflame and Strength. And Strike him. This will actually remove the Frail, but that doesn't do anything. Alright, Thunderclap almost kills the Spike Slime, but not quite. So I guess let's... Can we kill both this turn? If we Thunderclap and then Pommel Strike does more. So yeah, we can kill both. Great. Second copy of Flex or second copy of Anger. I don't think I want either of those. Yeah. Alright. We don't really want more health against Texaghost. He's already going to be hitting us for a bunch on turn 2. You know, we can Liquid Memories back Corruption, and then it costs 0. That's pretty nice. I think, honestly, we probably want to upgrade Flex, because we're definitely going to get a Flex Orange Pellets off this fight. Like, we pretty much have to. So, let's plan on it. And get 2 extra strength. Oh yeah, I forgot I had disarm for this. So he's actually not going to do us that much damage. Maybe that was the flex spot turn, but I guess I want a flex spot on the same turn as we purge the debuffs. Let's shrug it off. Yeah, which surprisingly blocks out, and then just punch him. So Inflame is still in the deck, so we Pommel Strike has a 33% chance of getting it. If it doesn't get it, do we Corruption here? I think we do. So I'm going to drink the Flex Spot before I Pommel Strike. Get the extra damage. Oh, I should have flexed first too. Yeah, you're right. I will restart the fight to get that 4 damage. No. It's just 4 damage. Also, we got the Inflame, so... neat. Yeah, strong wear. 13 strength. What the hell? One weird trick that Hexaghosts hate. We're going to block for 10. Okay. We're going to just continue clowning on Hexaghost here. He's not doing very much damage, so we're not going to bother blocking. We can actually go get back Corruption and do it again here. Yeah, seriously. We did miss 4 damage, so it's not perfect, but I think we'd rather just save the potion. We're pretty much guaranteed to win this fight, so I'm not even gonna bother triggering orange pellets again. Oh, we have lethal right now. Second copy of Corruption I think is too much. We're not guaranteed to get a energy relic, so it's pretty dangerous to have 2 3 mana powers that we're not necessarily able to play. If it was demon form, it'd be a different story, but it's not. Impervious is quite good, and then Exhume is also quite good. I wish that powers did exhaust, but they don't. Exhume is kind of best after Corruption, because then you can go back and get, like, Disarm or something. We do have a bottled Disarm, so Exhume is pretty amazing in this deck. I think that's it also upgrades to be 0 cost, so you can combo it with powers. Impervious is also quite good, but it costs 2, and that's kind of a lot. With Corruption, it costs 0, so that's something. It also says Exhaust on it. We're getting a lot of exhausty type stuff because we've got Corruption and Disarm, but we don't have any exhaust synergy stuff, so I think we're going to take Exhume here. Get that double Disarm on people. Okay, so we do get a energy relic. Runic Beard is actually pretty appealing because we're trying to do like very specific combo stuff. So being able to wait until Flex and Inflame are both in hand is pretty powerful. We don't have any Curse Synergy. Also, we're pretty sensitive to hand quality because we're trying to get orange pellets off. So if we add a Curse, we're going to feel that negative, although Calling Bell is quite good now, so the positives would probably easily outweigh the negatives. I think, like, no boss relic is better than Calling Bell if Calling Bell gets you the perfect relics, right? So, like, best case scenario, Calling Bell is the best relic. But worst case scenario, Calling Bell is basically useless, so, because it gets you, like, Omamori and Dark Periapt and, like, whatever the other one is that procs off curses, and you're like, wow, thanks for nothing, Calling Bell. And I don't think we need to rely on that kind of RNG. Similarly, the same hand quality argument can be used against Mark of Pain. It would be nice to get an energy relic. You get the curse first. It says, like, the bell tolls, and then, yeah. Also, I think even if you have Omori, I think Calling Bell still gives you a curse. I think Calling Bell just like puts the curse in your deck. You don't like obtain it. It's just in your deck forever now. So the real question is, do we need the energy? And we've kind of built around not having the energy. We've got Anger and Flex. Although Pommel Strike does suggest that we need more energy. It does eat the curse? Okay. That's crazy. I would love to get Omomori and then Calling Bell. Calling Bell is so good. So I think we're going to take Runic Pyramid. Runic Pyramid is always a bit of a tricky card, especially in Act 2 when you get wounds. So there's a definite possibility of your hand getting full of nothing. Also, we have Shrug It Off and Pommel Strike, so we're going to have hand size problems. Anger helps deal with that a little bit. If we play Corruption, we can pretty much clear our hand immediately. But yeah, I think Runic Pyramid is quite good here. All right, we're against Champ. So we definitely need to go off with Inflame. But I think that's probably enough damage to get through Champ. We do need to find some strength scaling stuff. Surprisingly, we are a strength scaling deck that has no payoff cards. Usually you come out of Act 1 with like several strength payoff cards and no strength cards. So this is kind of the reverse of that. We do have a bunch of money, so it'd be nice to go to this shop. We've got a fire and then an elite here after 2 hallway fights, which is pretty much perfect. Oh wait, I guess it's 3, so it's 1 more than you would ideally want in Act 2. And then you get a bonus fire later, but you get no more elites. We do have preserved insects, so we definitely want to try and hit at least 2 elites. Probably not ready for a fire elite. Also, this is like a 4 elite path, so we're not that adventurous, I don't think. We can do this 2 hallway, 3 question mark elite path, and then get a second one later. Also, the second one is completely optional. How do you get 3 elites if you go on the right? You go like... No, wait, I don't see a 3 elite path that doesn't go through the mega elite. Oh, yeah, so this 2 elite path is pretty good. I think it's probably the path we're doing. No, we definitely would not survive if we fought all 3. It's a little bit unfortunate that we're not getting an early shop. This late shop makes up for it a little bit, and it's possible that one of these question marks is a shop. Yeah, because shops are guaranteed to have a power, and we really need powers. Also, it's worth asking this question about this deck. What powers are we looking for exactly? More copies of Inflame would be great. That's like probably the best power, because a lot of the Ironclad powers are quite bad. There's like Evolve is like suicide in a Runic Pyramid deck, and then there's like Fire Breathing and all these terrible ones. We've already got Corruption, so we don't really want another copy of that. So I'm not really sure that the powers are actually good, despite the fact that we need to play them. Let's take a look at the Ironclad powers here for a second. I'm going to switch the OBS view and open up the Slay the Spire wiki, and we're going to look at the Ironclad powers. Alright, so we've got Combust, which is bad, but I think we would probably pick it in this deck just to have another power. It doesn't like generally kill you, and it does something. Dark Embrace is pretty bad. We have Runic Pyramid, so drawing cards is not a priority. In fact, it's kind of a negative thing. Also, it costs 2 if it's not upgraded, so it's kind of hard to play. Evolve similarly draws cards, not great. Feel No Pain, I think we'd be pretty excited about. Feel No Pain generates a bunch of block, and when we get something like a Fiend Fire, we get a big old burst block turn. We're probably going to need some exhausts to clear our hand. Fire Breathing we had a lot of fun with last round. I'd prefer to avoid doing that again. just because I don't want to repeat myself. Inflame is great. Metallicize is great. Power through is not a power. Rupture, I think we would probably pick just because you can make it cost 0, which is kind of cool. And it sometimes gives you strength. Barricade's too expensive and it's not really what we're doing. Berserk is actually insane in this deck. Berserk in an orange pellet deck is nuts because you just get the you get to purge the vulnerable and you get to keep the energy. So like Berserk would be excellent. This is exactly the deck for Berserk. Brutality is fine. I think we would take it, although we wouldn't be happy just because it costs 0. We don't really want to be drawing cards, but you know, 0 cost power is worth it. Corruption I already talked about. Demon Form I already talked about. We'd be excited about Demon Form even though it gives us hand size problems, just because it's good. Juggernaut's probably good enough to pick, although we kind of need like a screaming cat to make that really good. We need like the other power that gives you block when you exhaust something to make that good. Okay, switching back to the game, or turning my camera off, one of those two. Yeah, there's definitely enough powers that are good. But we kind of have to find them. I talked about doing this right path. But maybe that's not the way to do it. Because this early shop is very, very good. I guess I am just afraid of wasting Preserved Insect. But Preserved Insect is not, like, we don't need more relics. We have the relic, right? That relic is the run. We can win the run with just orange pellets, pretty much. So we don't really need to fight elites. So I am going to take this shop first. Coconut thinks this is a terrible idea. Disarm is great. Disarm the one with more health. Oh, I guess I should have disarmed the one that was strengthening up. Oops. And then I'll flex and pommel strike. Oh, I guess it makes sense to disarm this one because that way we're actually saving 6 health. Yes, the hand size problems begin. How do we play Bash? I don't know. Is it even possible? Okay, so we can knock down one of the birds. Oh, that's right, boot. I forgot I had boot. It looks like we can knock down and kill this bird. So, I guess we'll do that. Managed keeping our hand size down to only 3 cards. They are not hitting us anymore. Crap. So I need to play 3 cards. So we haven't lost any draws yet, but we're going to soon. Oh, we can Corruption and play all the cards. Yeah, let's Corruption and play all the cards. We still didn't block out. We played like a million cards. And we'll get there. Alright, they are both not attacking. If we can draw Flex, then we can proc orange pellets here. I guess the turn would be Thunderclap, Pommel Strike, Flex, Inflame. Although it's kind of crazy to play Inflame last, but whatever. Yeah, we didn't get it. So we saved Inflame for proccing orange pellets next turn. Which we're going to do promptly. Pretty sure we have lethal, so we don't have to worry about blocking. Yeah. Alright, second wind exhausts stuff in my hand. It's also pretty good with Juggernaut, which we might end up picking because we're picking all the powers. It also exhausts, like, wounds, which we currently don't have. We currently die if we get too many wounds in our hand. So second wind is a serious consideration. I think I'm going to take second wind. Alright, we got to the shop. What do we get? Brimstone is kind of crazy. Metallicize is like top tier, so we're probably taking that. Seems like it's a little bit late for Toxic Egg. Lizard Tail's good. Oh, Panache. There we go. So if we take Panache and Metallicize, do we just like win? If we take Panache and Metallicize, do we want a second flex? I don't know how realistic it is to play 5 cards, since we're a 3 energy deck, but we do have, like, flexes and angers and stuff. Yeah, and a liquid memories for at least the immediate future. Yeah, this seems like we're in good shape now. We could even take Clash. Since we have second wind, yeah, we could, like, play second wind and then we Clash. But no, we're not going to do that. That's stupid. Okay, forced into a question mark. We don't want that. We don't have any money left. Okay, we get to disarm him before he hexes us, so that's nice. This is one of those scary fights because you end up with a handful of whatchamacallit, defend cards you can't play. Let's go ahead and exhume and disarm. And then I guess I'll no, Shrug It Off is, it shuffles a bad card into the deck, but it also draws a card. I guess play it, sure. Okay. So we can orange pellet this turn, and get rid of Hex. And block for a bunch. Or we can just block for 5, and take 1. Yeah, because we keep Corruption in hand. We get to remove the weak, too. Yeah, I think that's good. Inflame, defend, and strike. Alright, so are we going to... We don't have any zero-cost attacks, so we can't Corruption and Flex and do the thing. So I guess we're going to settle for Thunderclap, Pommel Strike, and... Oh. Okay, Flex Panache. And I'll defend just to get a card out of hand. I think he's gonna Hex again, but what do I care? Oh no, he's just weakening. Second Wind currently hits Corruption, but it also blocks out and clears some dazes and stuff. I guess I don't really need it yet. Well, otherwise I'm spending my whole turn defending, and like I should be able to kill him pretty soon. So let's go ahead and just second wind and bash. And then hopefully we're killing him next turn. Yeah, that looks like killing him. Okay, ooh, new Inflame. Yes please. Alright, we get corruption and defend here. I guess we'll pommel strike on the fungi beast. I don't know if we can still afford going left. Like, we're very powerful now, but, like, what if this is a like, strength book of stabbing, you know? Like, what if it's a regen slavers, you know? Like, any combination here is, like, super dangerous. Act 2 elites are no joke. I think we can play 5 cards. Oh, Panache doesn't count itself, does it? Sorry, Troll, your name says Troll in it, and you're like putting the, what's the kappa in there, so you're like telling me that you're trolling, but then I still take the things that you say seriously. This is like a major problem in my life right now. Okay, so I think we inflame and kill the fungi beast? That can't be right. Because then we take 14 from the shelled parasite. But I guess we don't have any alternative. Because we don't have very much block. Yeah, right. But it's just like these text lines are so perfect. It's like, person named Troll Fund Forever puts a kappa in their statement and then says something, and I'm like, serious consideration. Like, maybe I should do the thing that Troll Fund Forever kappa said. Okay, so if we inflame, we can just anger strike him to death and then defend. Oh wait, we could... I guess we can't purge our frail and then block, because this is the only skill in our hand. We do purge the frail anyway if we inflame, anger strike, defend, but we just purge it for next turn. Oh, we also purge the vulnerable. That's nice. Keeping Panache around so that we can combo it later. Let's see. Is there anything we want to get back with liquid memories? Not particularly. We can Panache and then corruption and... No, that isn't 5 cards. It's close though. I guess we're just gonna defend and bash. And we're gonna overdraw a little bit. Alright, so this turn we're going off for sure. Let's Panache first, and then flex. And then play some more cards. We can exhume disarm. Or let's see, what else do we want to do? We could like thunderclap, double strike. We get second wind. I guess like metallicize second wind. Oh wait, no, because then we lose exhume. I think the lamest approach is to exhume, disarm, and then disarm second wind. Oh wait, that actually doesn't trigger whatchamacallit? Orange pellets. We have to play at least one attack. So let's just play the attack now, so we don't forget. And then what's the way that we spend 2 mana to block? We could metallicize and exhume. We could exhume and disarm. Those both block for 3, fundamentally. But metallicize uses a non-renewable resource to do it, so I guess we'll exhume and disarm. Okay. I guess we're gonna shrug it off to shuffle. Flex time. Okay, so let's flex and inflame And strike. We're hitting for 20 now, so should be able to kill him pretty soon. Let's see, so triple strike is 60 damage. He is at 65. Bash strike is 52 damage. Not enough. Okay, but he's only attacking for 2 because we've disarmed him so thoroughly. So we can just defend double attack. And then surely we will get him next turn. Yeah, that doesn't add up to 50. Alright. Heavy Blade is the strength scaling that we're missing. Evolve is a power. Heavy Blade is also kind of expensive, so it's a little bit hard to fit that into my my tight schedule. We do have to kill Champ, and Champ doesn't mess around. But we do get enough strength that, like, we're not super afraid. Excuse me, I need to blow my nose. Yeah, I think there is a 4 elite path. It's if we do this one, this one, and that one. Obviously, we're not doing that, but I think we're skipping these. Pommel Strike, the draw is too scary. Evolve, I feel like we have enough powers now, and Heavy Blade's too expensive. We're gonna rest up here. We're super powerful. But it's possible we die before we come online, so let's not. We've got a very small gremlin later here. We could develop Panache, but there's not really any point. So I think we're just going to disarm the leader, and then anger double strike the mad gremlin. Wow, he immediately strengthed up, so he has positive strength even though I disarmed him. I'm going to cough drop as well. Okay, we're getting attacked for 24. We can't block for that much. That's unfortunate. I guess we should block for as much as we can. Alternate plan is we could bash the Gremlin Wizard and try to set him up to kill him next turn. We do need to kill him next turn pretty much for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, most damage we can do is Inflame, Thunderclap, Strike, which should be enough, albeit just. Yeah, so let's do that. I guess I didn't need the Inflame. Alright, we're keeping 10 cards, which seems about right. Where are those flexes? Okay, maybe we do need a second flex in the deck now. Okay. Pommel Strike kills the Sneaky Gremlin by itself, which is funny, so we should do it. Alright, there's another inflame. Let's play a defend and a strike just to get them out of the hand, so we can... so that we can actually draw the flex next turn. Oh my god, we failed to draw the flex. I miscounted. Alright, well this is the turn for a big, mass block. So we can, like, Panacea, Shrug It Off, Flex, Second Wind, Strike. That does mean that Second Wind is going to eat a Metallicize and an Inflame, which I'm not super happy about. But we're getting attacked for 36 right now, so we have to do something. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. Can I fit it in a flame first? No, I don't think I can, because I need to strike. So we're definitely gonna strike. No, it did work. So, and then Second Wind blocks for a ton, but it also exhausts my whole hand. But I think I need that right now. We've got 8 strength. It should be enough to carry me through. Alright, so we can kill Mad Gremlin. Oops, we should have Thunderclapped before we Pommel Striked. I think we have lethal, so Bash is 16, so he's down to 30, and then, yeah, it's definitely lethal. A little bit of a scary fight. Blessing of the Forge is not super great. However, we do have Pyramid and a lot of unupgraded cards, so I think it's actually pretty good for this specific situation. I'm gonna get rid of the Vulnerable Pot. It is good, but we tend to do most of our damage through strength scaling, so we don't necessarily need the Vulnerable for the damage. If I'm worried about unupgraded cards, I could pick Armaments and upgrade them. We do have a ton of unupgraded cards. Like, almost every card in this deck wants an upgrade. Exhume Super wants it. I guess the upgrade for Pommel Strike is draw 2 cards. I'm used to it being good, but it's not good now. But I think I'm going to skip these. They're not good enough. Okay, we get to remove probably a strike. Is there anything we like got put in the deck involuntarily or something? No. Goodbye, strike. Strawberry's pretty good, and we kind of need it to survive, so we'll take it. Let's Pommel Strike first and see what's going on. Disarm, defend, it seems okay. Taking a bit of damage. Alright, now we're in waiting on flex mode. I think I'm actually going to purge the frail, because it's pretty bad. And then defend. Alright, here's flex. So we can Flex, Inflame, and Strike. To proc orange pellets. So now what do we do? We can second wind to block for 5, or 10, I guess. We don't really need the second copy of Inflame. Blocking for 5 seems good, so I'll do it. Can we kill the Centurion right now? We can bash Strike. Is, I think, the most damage. No, triple Strike is more damage. We could upgrade all the strikes, and then they do 9 plus 8 is 17. 17 times 3 is 51, so yes, we can kill him. And I think we should. I can do this anytime, so I don't need to do it right now. Alright, we found another Flex, so we're probably going to play Flex Metallicize this turn. So let's do that. And then I think Bash Anger. We don't have any side quests, so we don't have to set up for anything. But I wish we did. Okay. Bloodletting is actually worth considering here. Sentinel's good with corruption. We also need some blocking. We're having a lot of hand size problems. In pretty much every fight, even like regular length hallway fights, we're getting a full hand. If it was Bloodletting Plus, I think I would take it. But it's not. Sentinel with corruption seems good though. And you can also control, it's also good with second wind, and I can control when it's getting exhausted because I have Runic Pyramid. So I think I'm going to take Sentinel here. Alright, we're going to rest again because we are still low, and Champ is coming up. Alright, good thing we rested because this fight is hard. We don't have an attack, so we can't trigger orange pellets, but we can make him lose strength, and then we can block out most of his attack. Alright, we found some attacks, so we can trigger orange pellets with either Inflame or Panache, as we like. Let's do Inflame so that we get the extra strength. And then, I guess Pommel Strike does the most damage. We'll play that. Looks like we want to trigger orange pellets again, because we are both weak and frail. So we probably want to Panache, Strike, Shrug it off, and then defend. Yeah. I think we're going to do that, except we're going to, no, yeah, I think that's right. I wish I had the anger in hand before, so that I could have done 2 skills, or 3 skills. I guess we'll anger, since otherwise we overdraw for 1. Alright, do we have lethal with Thunderclap? Probably. Thunderclap double strike. The strikes would do 13 plus 7, so 21, or 20. I think they do 20, so 20, 40, 51. Do they do 20? They do 19. Still seems like enough. Anti-dead plant. Ooh, Flex Potion's super good. I've been holding on to that Liquid Memories for forever, hoping that I would eventually get like a corruption with it. It slowly has dawned on me that if corruption goes into my hand, it never goes into my discard pile, so Liquid Memories is not actually useful that way. So we're gonna get rid of it. Spot weakness is more strength scaling. A second copy of Anger would help us trigger Panache more consistently. Spot weakness is also nice because I can just wait until they're gonna attack. I don't have to, like, I can't draw it on the wrong turn or anything. We're against champs, so we need to scale up pretty quick. Yeah, I think I will take spot weakness. I'll probably only get like 2 uses out of it before it gets corruptioned away, but that's enough. I think I'm going to disarm Inflame Strike, even though it doesn't, the orange pellets isn't meaningful. I could flex pot, but I think I'm saving that for champ. We can disarm Chosen because Cultist just gets more strength anyway. I guess maybe I'll just double strike instead of inflaming. Save the inflame for orange pellets. Orange pellets is pretty important in the fight because we're about to get hexed. Alright, spot weakness, anger, inflame, procs orange pellets. So let's do that. I just missed 2 damage, that order was wrong. And then we can block for 5 and take 10. Alright, we have Corruption and Sentinel together. We're taking a bunch of damage, so I think this is the turn for it. Let's go ahead and Corruption. And let's exhume and get back the disarm. Disarm him again. I am currently blocking out, so I don't need to metallicize or defend. So I'll save him. Alright, we've got Flex, so we probably want to do Orange Pellets again, although he is debuffing me. Thunderclap kills Cultist, so I probably want to do that for my attack. Let's do Panache first, just in case we play 5 cards. And then we could play 5 cards if we bash double defend, which is not a bad play, so let's do it. Oh, apparently Panache already went off. Oh no, I see how it works, okay. Alright, he is continuing to attack for 0. This deck is strong. Body Slam, when it's upgraded, costs 0. And we can get a bunch of block on a specific turn. Fire Breathing is a power. Champ does not shuffle any debuffs in your deck, so it's not really good enough. Triple Cultist. Let's shrug off first and see what's on deck. We'll save Flex for the combo. And use all of our mana. Alright, we have the combo, so we'll Flex, Inflame, and then do some punching. This strike does not kill, so Second Wind blocks for 10. It's a little bit low. I think we'll use this Fire Potion to pick off a Cultist, and we'll block for 5. Take 4. We need to do some damage. Let's Pommel Strike and look for more strength scaling. Didn't find it. Second wind blocks for a bunch. We could like metallicize second wind. We could also metallicize second wind. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so we, man, I wish I had 4 energy. Next turn is going to be Corruption Sentinel, but what are we doing this turn? We can Spot Weakness, Thunderclap, Strike. Which would do, this would do 15, and then this would do 17 plus half of 17, which is, I guess, 8. So 21. So 15 plus 21 is 36, which is not enough to kill this cultist. Alternate week, we could just bash strike him right now, which is also not enough damage. I don't want to use the flex potion because I need it for what's his face? Champ. But otherwise I'm taking 19 damage right now. I guess I could Sentinel to block 5 of it. This is a tricky position. Yeah, 3 cultists is pretty rough. How about just like Inflame, Spot Weakness, Sentinel, and try and set up to kill them both next turn? No, I don't think... This fight is unfortunate because I scale up my strength, but they also scale up their strength, and they do it faster. Yeah, I think Spot Weakness, Thunderclap Strike is the way to go, even though it doesn't kill him. Maybe we do have to spend the Flex Spot this fight. No, I don't think I can afford it. I think I'm going to lose the champ if that's the plan. So I'm going to heal in this camp fight, and then I think I just have to trust my deck to outscale champ. Oh my god, it is enough damage to kill him. Wow, that changes everything. Okay, so Corruption Sentinel helps us to block out. And we get to proc orange pellets for no reason. So that's always fun. And then we kill him. Did Panache trigger? I didn't think so, but I could have missed it. Yeah, you know, it must have been a Panache trigger. No, we only played 3 cards. It was Second Wind, and then whatever the AoE thing is, and then a strike. I think, yeah, for some reason the strike did more damage than I was anticipating. I was expecting it to do 21 and it did 25. So I'm not sure. I guess I just did the vulnerable math wrong. I don't know. I think I will pick a second copy of Anger. It's like not a good card, but we desperately need things that cost 0. And honestly, there's not that big of a difference between having 1 copy of Anger in your deck and having 2. So we're definitely resting here. Alright, I think I feel pretty good about Champ. And I usually feel pretty bad about Champ, so that's nice. It's a nice change. Let's shrug off, let's see what we can find. Disarm and Pommel Strike round out. Alright, we found our first power, but we're not ready to purge debuffs quite yet. I guess we could with Flex Potion and just get started a little bit early. We do need to block, so we could Flex Potion, Thunderclap, Anger, defend, metallicize, and then we would take 2 damage and do a bunch. Yeah, okay. Just kidding, we would do 1 damage. Alright, spot weakness is online. And there is value to purging debuffs here, so I think I should do it. I'm going to panache, spot weakness, and strike. Actually, I'm going to inflame spot weakness and strike, because that spends mana more efficiently. Oh wait, if I panache spot weakness, strike, then I purge my frail, and I can actually block some of this 22 damage. So let's do that. We'll use the defend instead of the sentinel, because sentinel's better with corruption later. Okay, we have flex, so we're gonna do flexy stuff. Let's do flex, inflame plus, and I guess bash. Set up for strikes next turn. Yeah. Alright, up to 17 strength, so I think we've probably scaled fast enough to win the fight. Let's go ahead and purge debuffs again this turn, because we are frail and vulnerable. So we can inflame, exhume, anger, and then defend with frail turned off. Oh, we don't have frail on. We have vulnerable and weak. So I guess we should... No, we don't need to do that. Okay. So we can inflame, exhume to get the disarm back, and then anger. And then defend. Alright, we have flex again, but the only power with it is corruption. And we can actually corruption and purge debuffs one more time. So do we flex before we corruption, or do we flex after we corruption? If we have any powers left, we should flex after, but this corruption is our last power. So we should shoot corruption and then flex to get rid of the flex, because it's not any good after this turn. I say that, but then it is also a 0 cost thing, so it's like, it's kind of fine, even after this turn. So I'll flex first. Flex, corruption, sentinel, and then figure out whatever attacks I want to do for the rest of the round. Oh, I could have considered disarming. Oh, I guess disarm exhausts either way. We definitely want to disarm. And we have to attack to trigger orange pellets. And then we only need 12 more block. I think I'm just going to punch him instead of second winding. It's a waste of second wind, it's also a waste of the defense. Alright, we need to play anger every time it's in our hand now. So that we can eventually just draw 5 angers per turn. I'm going to save Shrug-It-Off for when he's actually doing damage. I missed a little bit of damage there because of bash after anger. If I strike, he's going to try and reset. I don't really care about his reset timing too much because I do so much damage. I could defend just to draw an extra card next turn. Given how many angers there are in there, I think I do want to do that. Alright, so we'll just play all the angers. We could defend one more time to draw a card. I think I will. Oh, and it triggers panache. Hang on. Throw that on purpose. When I bought panache, I thought it would be a much bigger part of the deck, but it is basically just a 0 cost card that says power on it. Okay. Yeah. We took like a floor 1 anger, right? Wasn't anger like the first thing? I guess we took Thunderclap first. Didn't take anger till like their 5th card. Alright, so that was nice and easy. We could take a second copy of Exhume. It's good for the same reasons as the first one was, but Limit Break, we already have crazy strength scaling, so Limit Break makes it a little crazier. We also have Flex Plus in the deck and Runic Pyramid, so like we can just wait until Flex Plus and Limit Break are in the same hand and do stuff. So I think we're gonna do that. Transform all strike and defend cards. That sounds like a recipe for having a bunch of garbage stuck in your hand with Runic Pyramid. So I don't think we're picking either of the transform ones because we're afraid. And we desperately need an energy relic. So I think we're going to pick Fusion Hammer, even though it's like kind of awful. We need upgrades on Limit Break and... Actually, we don't really need the upgrades that bad. Yeah, I feel pretty good about Fusion Hammer. There's no upgrades that we like super need. Sentinel's upgrade is really good. Limit Break's upgrade is kind of good, but we're going to be playing it with Corruption anyway, so it sort of doesn't matter. Also, I don't think we're really going to need like more than one strength doubling in this deck. Like, after a single Limit Break, we can be up to like 40 strength. So I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so we're taking Fusion Hammer. It's fine. We need to be resting anyway, because our health is... We're, like, taking damage in every fight. Alright, given that we are taking damage in every fight, and Act 3 Elites are not super scary, basically the only scary one is Repromancer, but we do have to take this one. Which unfortunately means there's a Forced Elite before it, because we do want to fight the Heart. So this path is going to be real hard. We basically don't get to make a choice at all, because these paths are identical, and then we are forced to take this Elite. So yeah, no pathing decisions, so I guess we'll just do it. Alright, we can Corruption Disarm right away, or Corruption Sentinel right away, which seems good, because we need to block for a bunch, so okay. And we're pairing it with Pommel Strike. We'll save the Limit Break for later. Alright, here we got Spot Weakness and Limit Break together, so that's nice. We could also purge debuffs with Panache, but there's not really any reason to do so. So we'll just save Panache. Block for 10, take a little bit of damage. With Exhume, what do we get back? We can get back any skill we want. We could double our strength again. We could Inflame, Exhume, Limit Break. Let's see, so that would make us up to 30 strength. Still not enough to kill him with Bash, though. So we probably want to get back a block card. I guess Disarm. Oh wait, no, regular Defend is better, or Sentinel. Maybe we just Second Wind, since we're having trouble blocking, so we like Bash Second Wind. Because that blocks for, we need an upgrade on Second Wind, now that we can't Smith. So Second Wind blocks for 5, 10, 15, 20 right now, and we're taking 23, so that seems pretty convenient. If I Exhume first, I can take the Sentinel and get extra energy from Second Wind, which I don't need. Alright, I hope this is lethal. Yeah. Killing people really fast, that's the job. We have one AoE card, Thunderclap. Do we need another one? If we hit like Darklings or something, do we just lose? No, I think we're fine against Darklings. I mean, they do a lot of damage, so we would take damage, but... do we need an Iron Wave for blocking after... Who's the boss? Or who's the first boss, I guess I should say. Donideka? I think we outscaled Donideka pretty handily. And one of them is always attacking, so you can always spot weakness. We don't really depend on applying debuffs, so their artifact charges don't matter. Yeah, we hope the second one is Time Lord. If the second one's Time Lord, then we get to purge his debuffs, and that's nice. I don't think we want any of these, though. Alright. I guess we're just blocking. We'll disarm the spiker. Both of them it blocks for 3, but the spiker is hopefully going to be around for longer. We can Corruption and Shrug it off this turn to see what's on top of the deck. Yeah, I think if we do all that stuff, then we get to proc Orange Pellets and play Flex on the same turn, so that seems good. I will destroy Flex rather than shuffle it. Ooh, Limit Break. Still taking damage because I ran out of mana. It would be nice at some point to get the Corruption upgrade. There is a bit of an issue here in that I can just like run out of block and the spikers can kill me. Because I never did take that like Iron Wave or anything. So I need to make sure that I am outscaling them for real. Let's go ahead and grab the Limit Break again. And try and draw a little bit of block. Yeah, I guess we probably just want to punch them once. I guess I should have played Inflame before Limit Break here. This one, that means I only hit him once. Okay. Here we go. So now we got some block. Not enough to one-hit kill him, though. Let's see. Next turn I'll have 10 block with second win. I don't have any cards that do more damage than Bash, so it's not like I can depend on drawing one. I guess there's no reason for me to play it now, since nothing changes next turn. Okay, so second wind blocks for 10, and then I bash. And then I can hopefully draw some more block, because there is more block in the deck. And take less than 11 next turn. Yep, so we take 3, that's fine. Okay, second flex. Yeah, I keep talking about taking a second flex, but I don't think I will. Now that we have, like, the second flex is Limit Break, basically. Like, we don't need a second flex now. We've got 2. Yeah. Can't be upgraded, it's a pretty big deal. We are pretty interested in preserving our health, and our deck is already pretty good, so I think we're just gonna take 1 card here. Second copy of Panache. We're gonna take a Trip, apply some Vulnerable. Vulnerable is pretty powerful. And we're doing so much damage that, like, Vulnerable's kind of a big deal. We're not going to be able to land it against the Heart after his first reset. And we're not going to be able to land it against Donu Deka ever. But it's good in hallway fights, and it's good against elites. And we have to fight at least 2 elites, so let's take it. Okay, I guess I'll try to spend some energy. But that's really all I want to spend, because I want to keep the defense for blocking, keep the anger for for triggering orange pellets, and for after I get strength, and keep the metallicized for orange pellets. Okay, we can do corruption-y stuff, plus anger or strike to purge the debuffs, and I do have a bunch of debuffs, so I think I probably want to do that. I think I might want vulnerable back later, so I'm going to vulnerable first. And strike or anger. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll do both. I should have done strike to spend the energy, and then wait, what? Oh yeah, I could have blocked for more. Here, let's restart the fight. You're right. That was a mistake. Okay, how did I get here? Oh yeah, first turn I just disarmed. And then we're going to trip strike corruption to purge the debuffs, and then double block, or triple block or whatever. Taking way less damage. Okay. And now we can trigger Panache if we want to. It only does 5 damage, it's not like a big deal. He is attacking, so we're definitely going to do spot weakness. And we don't have limit break or flex, so we're not interested in, or I guess just flex. Limit break is just good. So I'll spot weakness and then draw. Okay. I could go ahead and exhume for disarm, or for spot weakness, but there's no point in doing that now versus any other turn. I guess I'll exhume, get spot weakness, and then bash. Alright, so now we got limit break, but no flex yet. Limit break is going to continue to cost 0, so maybe I just like clear some defense out of my hand and try to kill him next turn. Killing him next turn is seems like a pretty aggressive strategy. I think I'm going to pommel strike and see if I get flex. No. Alright, I think I'm going to be satisfied with limit breaking for 9. And I'll clear out some hand space so I get to draw. And try to spend mana. There we go. Now we get to keep the flex. Oh, we're not frail. Doesn't matter. Okay. Almost got the kill. I guess I will second wind to get some more block. Hallway fights are scary. I guess I should use the vulnerable pot on him at some point, probably. Burning Pact is definitely something we're interested in. Oh wait, is it? No, it's not. Never mind. That was wrong. That was the previous lifetime. Perfected Strike is kind of interesting with Runic Pyramid, in like a stupid way. That's true, I think I could have triggered Panache twice. There's definitely a better way to do that fight. I don't think Perfected Strike is good enough. The only strikes we have are Pommel Strike and regular strikes. So we'll skip all these. I think an energy potion is better than a fear potion, so I will skip the potion as well. The only block we can do is disarm and defend, so we'll do both of those. I could Thunderclap, but it's scary to do that, because he might be attacking for more. So I'm just going to let him hit me for 8. Alright, he's only attacking for 9, so we should try and leave him alone if we can. So let's go ahead and spot weakness and shrug it off. I will trip now to get some hand size back. And I'll go ahead and inflame and limit break just to get the scaling started. Alright, so we don't want to get cursed for sure. So let's thunderclap first, see what he's up to now. 19, it looks like it's still too much. We could second wind to block for quite a bit. Blocks for 15. Let's just poke him again, see what we can get him down to. That's even more damage. Now he's back to cursing. Alright, I think I will do one more, because that's like the max damage he does. Okay, I guess we're back to second wind. Blocking for 15 seems like enough, if only just. And we get energy, yay! Alright, we got the combo, Flex and Flame. So let's hope that Pommel Strike draws an attack. It did, and he's in danger of killing us, so let's reset him. I guess we can take 4. This strike is not lethal, because he doesn't have... Yeah, it would be nice to get Limit Break back, but it doesn't seem like there's a practical way to get it. I think we have to apply Vulnerable to him to kill him with this strike. Oh wait, that's not. It does 30 damage. Wow, I guess we're dying. So we block for 13. Oh no, we survive at 1. Okay. Oh wait, if we strike, we purge our debuffs, and we're vulnerable, so he might do less damage. He might do more damage, though. Like, right now we're guaranteed to survive, and so I think I'll take that. Okay, so now we kill him. Pummel does quite a bit of strength scaling, so I think we're pretty interested in that. Pummel's a pretty good finisher for the deck. We're going with 7 HP. Okay, so if it's Reptomancer, Fire Potion's pretty good, so that we can kill a dagger. I think that's more valuable than the Vulnerable Potion. We have not really needed the Energy Potion, so maybe we just keep both of the damage ones. We are at 7, so like, this pretty much has to go perfect for us to win. So I think if it's going perfect, we don't need the Energy Potion, right? No. If it's going perfect, we do need the Energy Potion, because then we're gonna like... So if it's like... If we assume the game is being nice to us, it's Giant Head, right? Or I guess Nemesis is fine too. Anything but Reptomancer. But if the game's being nice to us, it's Giant Head, and then we keep the Energy Potion, play a whole bunch of cards, get a bunch of slow triggers, get up to like 40 strength, and like kill him before he starts attacking for real. Because Fire Potion doesn't do like super meaningful damage in any of the elite fights. The only thing it really does is kills a dagger in a Reptomancer fight. And while that's super good, I think if we face Reptomancer, we die. So we can't build around that possibility. We have to assume that we're not facing Reptomancer. So let's do that. Okay, we are not facing Reptomancer, which is nice. He's also not attacking, so we can't spot his weaknesses. Let's just go ahead and disarm. And keep the rest. Okay, he's attacking for 42. That seems like a lot. So we're probably going to need to, like, have built a deck that has scaling defenses in order to survive this. If we, like, Corruption and Shrug it off, can we, like, hit a run of cards that somehow means we don't die? No, we can't. So we should just Shrug it off and see what's next. Let's see, we'd basically have to, like, kill him this turn, so we'd have to attack 15 times because we have the boot. Or wait, we'd have to attack 30 times this turn. I don't see what the I don't see what the corruption out is. If we have to attack 30 times, then we need to shrug it off into pommel strike into pummel, and like somehow play like 20 other attacks. I don't think it's happening. Okay, so can we block? We can block for 8, 13, 15, and that's. And if we draw the defend, we can block for 5 more. Okay, we need to draw a bunch of cards and then get second wind. Second wind is how we block for 42. It's the only way. So if we shrug it off and get second wind right now, we block for 8, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, which is 35 block. Or wait, sorry, 33 block. And then we still die. But that's almost. Nothing random can happen. So there's no, like, dead branch out or anything. So I guess let's shrug it off and see what we draw. Bash is incredibly not useful. So I think we're going out in a blaze of glory and hitting him as hard as we can. This would do 24 damage if it didn't instead do 1, and then also instead do 5. Okay. Not quite to the top. Very sad. We had a bunch of ironclad runs today. I think this is going to be the end of the stream. Yeah. I don't know. I guess we got pretty far on that one. It felt like it could have won if I had built any defenses. I think I probably just didn't pick enough block cards. Sorry, Akiran. I broke the ironclad. But also, I myself am quite broken. All of the cough drops and stuff. Yeah, getting good seems good. I think that even like top tier Slay the Spire, I think like the best you can get for ironclad is like 30%. If you're not like analyzing the seed, you know, and like finding the one route that randomly wins. Ironclad's just tricky at high ascensions. Okay, alright, well thanks everybody for coming. See you guys tomorrow.